the clubs one near the base of the scoreboard. That ball was just absolutely tattooed.
The Las Vegas 51s are on Fox Sports Radio 1460. 51 Baseball is brought to you by Carl's Jr., Budweiser, Fox Communications, and by the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Now, to the stadium with the voice of the Las Vegas 51s, Russ Langer.
And a very pleasant good day to all of you here from Cashman Field. It is a warm one as the 51s get set to take on the Salt Lake Stingers. This is Game 3 of a 4-game series, as the 51s and Stingers do battle once again. And so far, the Stingers, the lucky number for the Salt Lake Stingers has been 13, because they scored 13 runs in Game 1, won 13-1. 13 runs scored again yesterday, and won 13-10. 51's offense was clicking better yesterday, but it was a wild and woolly affair. It featured 23 runs and 33 hits and 4 errors and 22 men left on base. By the time the dust settled, the Salt Lake Stingers had held off the 51s, who were playing catch-up throughout the day. They were down 6-0 at one point. They were down 7-3, 8-3, 10-3, ended up trailing and losing by a score of 13-10. Today in Game 3, the second to last day of the 2005 season, the 51s go to lefty Eric Stoltz, who is 3-6 with a 6.38 ERA. He's opposed by righty Evan Thomas, who is 7-5 with a 6.7 ERA. Thomas, former Philadelphia Philly property, taking on Eric Stoltz in this one. Dick Williams will be along with us today, helping to describe the action and the third game of this particular series. For the Salt Lake Stingers, they're part of a scene in the PCL which is quite amazing, in that there are 4 divisions. 3 of them are still unsettled, with 2 games left to be played. Salt Lake trails Tacoma by 1 game with 2 to play. The Stingers have been hot. They're trying to win their 8th straight today, while Tacoma plays against Sacramento. And in the other divisions, well, Oklahoma leads Albuquerque by a game and a half with 2 to play, so Albuquerque still has a chance. Not a great chance, but a chance. And Nashville trails Omaha by 2 games with 2 to play, and so that race is still alive also in the American Northern Division. On the pregame show today, our guest, interesting young man, rookie outfielder who was called up from the rookie ball, Ogden Raptors. His name is DJ Jackson. He's from the Portland area, and one of the most surprised people of all to find out a few days back that he had been called up from Ogden. It's a major jump to come from rookie ball to AAA, but the Dodgers had a space to fill at the AAA level in Las Vegas. They decided to choose Mr. Jackson, who runs well, as a fine defensive outfielder, and hadn't been playing much, hadn't been hitting much at Ogden, but got called up while he was at Portland, which happens to be his hometown. Had some at-bats up there which were a little tension-filled, and by his own admission, he was a little nervous and struck out most of those at-bats, but since coming here, well, he's played very, very well. In fact, in this series, DJ Jackson has gone 3 for 8 with his first professional home run. And so he's going to be our guest, DJ Jackson, on the pregame show. Back with that conversation right after this.
Day is just the beginning of the night. The bright, crisp, clean, pure taste of Budweiser. Now is the time. This is the beer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, be down with you. Leave the grind behind, you know I'm through. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, be down with you. Budweiser beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, welcome to Pete's Pets.
Oh, hi, I need to return something.
The chicken?
Yeah, the chicken.
Something wrong with it?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't do anything. It just, stands around and it makes that stupid sound.
What do you want the chicken to do?
Beg or fetch or roll over or something.
It's a chicken.
So?
So chickens don't really do anything.
Well then why did you sell her to me?
Because you gave me money.
Well, my dog, he used to greet me at the door. He'd jump up and down and everything. This chicken doesn't even know I'm there.
So what are you saying? The chicken's hurting your feelings?
No, I'm not saying that. It's like, why would I want a chicken if it isn't good for anything?
Chickens are good for one thing, if you have the right equipment.
The right equipment?
Yep. Charcoal, grill, barbecue sauce.
Introducing the Western Bacon Chicken Sandwich at Carl's Jr. A big, juicy, charbroiled chicken breast with bacon, barbecue sauce, and crispy onion rings. New at Carl's Jr. For a limited time only at participating restaurants.
Russ Langer back here at Cashman Field for today's game. This is game 3 of a 4-game series of 51s, and the Salt Lake Stingers, one more game after today, and the 2005 season is over. Visiting with Las Vegas center fielder DJ Jackson. DJ, what a year for you. Let's let you tell a story. How did it start off for you?
Basically, went to spring training and then making the Ogden Raptors team, which is a rookie advance team for the Dodgers in the Pioneer League. And after that, just played baseball. I mean, there's not much more to it. Next thing I know, I get a call from TC. He's one of our minor league directors saying he wanted me in Vegas. And actually, I got to play my first AAA game in front of my home field in the hometown Portland.
Tell us what that was like, getting a chance to play your first AAA game in front of all those family and friends. And we could hear them cheering because we know that the pass list was the size of the Magna Carta.
Well, it was amazing. It was just like my days back in high school. Just everybody around the support group. I can't even put in words the feeling, and everybody cheer for me, pulling for me. Just seeing and knowing that I'm doing well and doing what I love to do. Being in Portland, that was something I hadn't been in a few months, so that was also exciting. And just playing at a field that I grew up going to, watching the Portland Beavers play, and actually getting a chance to play on that field was just something I was thrilled.
Had you played on that field before in high school?
Never played baseball on the field, but I did play 2 football games, once in 5th grade for the city championships, and we actually won that game. And then my senior year, we played quarterfinals football game against McNairy, and we lost that one by a touchdown or 2. So I played football myself.
Now, how much of a surprise was it to get the call up here?
A big surprise. I had no clue. It was just like I was sleeping after one of our games. The next morning, I get a call from my host mom. She said TC wants me in Vegas, and it was just like I got chills. Everything started running through my head like, oh man, what's going on? And then I just kind of brought myself back down to earth and realized, all right, it's just baseball. It's a little bit higher up, but it's baseball, and I know I can play. So I don't know, took it one step at a time, and every day's been getting better so far. So
now you in Portland you didn't get any hits, but since coming here you have a bunch of hits now. What's it like facing pitching at this level for you?
It's not difficult. Like, these guys are real good pitchers, so you definitely have to be a little more selective on what you do. But a lot of the pitches compared to rookie ball are more around the plate. The strike zone is definitely way better. I like that a lot. Umpires do a great job behind the dish. The pitchers, they're all great. You got to be careful because, I mean, they can put the breaking balls over the plate just as easy as the fastballs. And that's something I wasn't really used to in rookie ball. Like, a lot of the curve balls, if you swung at them, they're usually in the dirt, so you end up getting yourself out on breaking pitches. But here, you kind of have to be ready to hit anything because on, any pitch, those pitchers know what they're doing. So hitting here has just been about just me staying relaxed and just seeing the ball as best as I can. Because it all starts with the eyes. If you never see it, you're not going to hit it. Portland, I think I was a little amped up and just a little excited. Still had the first AAA game, butterflies in my stomach.
Can't figure out why.
But now I've definitely been a little more relaxed, a little comfortable. The guys on the team, they're awesome. They just, give me a lot of support, keep my head up, and it's just been going great.
Now, let's talk about that home run, because that was something that's a great thing, obviously, and you hit it off a major league pitcher rehabbing here, Kelvin Escobar.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just sitting on one pitch. I knew when he threw me a fastball down the way, he was going to come in hard. And when he did, I was just waiting for it, and I didn't really try to hit it out. I just tried to make good contact with the ball. And once I hit it, that's the first time I actually knew that the ball was going out of the yard, because when I hit the bat, it just felt solid, and I started running. I really didn't know. I really didn't pay attention to the fact that it was Kelvin Escobar, right? Yeah, the big league. I know I've seen him before, and I've seen the last name on the big leagues plenty of times for the Angels, but I try not to let it psych me out and just go through with a positive mind frame, see the ball, hit it, and worked out all right. He got me the next time, so he got me back.
DJ, I appreciate the time very much. Congratulations on your success here, and good luck in the future.
Thanks. I appreciate it. It's been good talking to you.
DJ Jackson, our guest, and back with more, including the starting lineup. That'll be next right after this.
And we're back to the Senate Judiciary Committee investigation.
If you please, sir, do you or do you not freshly recall the incident in question? We know that cereal was smothered, and there was evidence of cookie dunking. Here's a smooth, delicious question, General. I find it baffling, sir, that you of all people don't recognize the calcium of the situation here. There's no half and half about it. I demand $1 per pound of cream. What cottage cheese is nutritious for you? It is in the interest of this assembly that you are forthcoming with the skim and the whole and the chocolate.
Meadow Gold Dairy. Skim, 2% whole and chocolate milk, as well as cottage cheese and sour cream, are so fresh and delicious they might leave you a little bit distracted.
Furthermore, we will not be satisfied until we get to the bottom of this gallon. What say you, sir?
On the advice of my attorney, I would like to take a sip.
Meadow Gold Dairy. Got something fresh on your mind?
Las Vegas.
I guess we just haven't been whipping you enough.
This is ridiculous.
Fox Sports Radio 1460.
Looking to pitch a perfect game the next time your home team gets hungry? Then it's time to go to your ace. Carl Budig. Nothing tops original Carl Budig thin sliced meats for taste. With 9 great flavors like honey ham, oven roasted turkey, and corned beef, you know you'll have the variety to go into extra innings if you have to. And we're talking legendary Major League convenience with the ability to work your lineup from snack time to meal time. Looks like you're in complete control with Carl Budig.
Brace yourself and your General Motors vehicle for summer with a visit to the excellent GM Goodwrench Service Department at Desert Pontiac GMC Buick. Desert Pontiac GMC Buick's factory-trained air conditioning specialist will check your condenser and coolant level, adjust your drive belts, inspect your clamps and hoses, check Freon, test your system pressure, and check for leaks. Take no chances. Come see your GM Goodwrench Service Center, Desert Pontiac GMC Buick in the Valley Auto Mall at 330 North Gibson Road in Henderson. It's good to know it's Goodwrench.
Welcome back to Cashman Field one more time as we got the starting lineups for you. First for the visiting Salt Lake Stingers, top farm club of the LA Angels of Anaheim. They're managed by Dino Evil, batting in the cleanup spot. We'll get to that in just a second here. Leading off in center field, that's Chris Prieto. Hitting second at second base, Alberto Callaspo. In the third spot is the designated hitter, Lou Merloni. Batting cleanup, and in left field, that's Nick Gorneau. In the fifth spot, the catcher, Jeff Mathis. Batting sixth in right field, Luke Allen. In the seventh position, shortstop Brandon Wood. Hitting eighth at first base is Ryan Buddy. And the Salt Lake third baseman bats ninth. That's Brian Speck. On the mound for the Stingers is righty Evan Thomas, who is 7-5 with a 6.70 ERA. For the home team, Las Vegas 51, skippered by Jerry Royster. They are 57-84, and the top farm team of the LA Dodgers. Leading off at shortstop will be Jose Flores, the team's leading hitter. Had 3 hits yesterday. Batting second, the second baseman carrying a 16-game hitting streak in this one. That's Delwyn Young. In the third spot is the Las Vegas designated hitter, Jason Grabowski. In the cleanup position, first baseman Brian Myro. Batting fifth and playing right field will be Cody Ross. In the sixth spot, the left fielder Chin Feng Chen as the 51s take the field here at Cashman Field. Batting seventh at third base is Norihiro Nakamura. In the eighth spot, a pregame guest center fielder DJ Jackson. And batting ninth and catching will be Gabriel Gutierrez. On the mound for the 51s is left-hander Eric Stoltz, who has won 3, lost 6. His earned run average is 6.38 on the season. Bright sunshine, breeze blowing out toward left. And Dick Williams here to help us describe today's action. We will move aside for another 1-minute timeout and come back with the first pitch right after this.
The total package. That's what you'll find at the fabulous Capital Grill. The Capital Grill, nationally acclaimed for dry-aged steaks on premises, chops, fresh seafood, and an award-winning wine list. The Capital Grill is open at Fashion Show Mall for both lunch and dinner. Take in all the energy and excitement of the Las Vegas Strip at the Capital Grill, providing a breathtaking view with a wall of windows directly overlooking the new Wynn Resort. The Capital Grill is the ideal place for guests to dine for total convenience, as complimentary valet parking is offered during both lunch and dinner. And the Capital Grill provides private elevator access. Impress your guests at the Capital Grill. They offer 3 private dining rooms, personalized event planning, and professional service. The Capital Grill is the perfect choice for your next business meeting or social gathering. The Capital Grill on the 3rd floor of Fashion Show Mall overlooking the Las Vegas Strip. For reservations, call 932-6631. 932-6631.
And we're back set to start this one. The 51s and the Salt Lake Stingers. Dick Williams is Mike's side. Mr. Williams, good day to you, sir.
Good, sir. How are you, Russ?
Outstanding. Yourself?
I'm just fine. Just fine. The last 2 games, huh?
Last 2. Then there were 2. And Eric Stoltz warms up right now with his catcher for the day. That's Gabriel Gutierrez. Of course, Mike Rose called up to the big leagues. And there may be, who knows, maybe another call-up or two after tomorrow's game. It's been rumored as a possibility. Don't know, won't know until tomorrow. But Eric Stoltz, meanwhile, has his own job to do going after Salt Lake. And it'll be Chris Prieto to start things off. And then Alberto Callaspo and Lou Merloni. Stoltz stands 6'3". He is 215 pounds. And 25 years old from Mishawaka, Indiana. Went to Bethel College. And Stoltz was at AA Jacksonville when the season opened. And he has been here. This is his 15th game and his 14th start. And one relief appearance. And as far as the Stingers are concerned, Stoltz saw them once back on July 24th in Salt Lake. And in that game he had no decision, but certainly pitched well enough to win. He pitched 7 innings, his longest start since coming up to AAA. He allowed 4 runs, 3 earned on 6 hits. Did not walk anybody and struck out 3 in a game that Salt Lake eventually won. But Stoltz certainly kept them in the ballgame. And he's had good control. He hasn't walked a lot of people. And he's had a couple of good ball games in this ballpark. Here's the pitch to Chris Prieto, opening things up. Fastball is in low, ball 1, and we're underway. Chris Prieto, is hitting .314 with 3 homers and 45 runs batted in. Left-handed hitting center fielder against the southpaw Eric Stoltz. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and that one is too low. 2 balls and no strikes. Nakamura is the third baseman playing in tight right now for Prieto, has 4 hits and 10 at-bats. And to count 2 balls and no strikes on Eric Stoltz. So Stoltz wearing 34. Now set with a 2-0 pitch. And he rocks and delivers to Chris Prieto. And he takes that one for ball 3. So it's 3 balls and no strikes. Cameron Keller calling balls and strikes. First base up is A.J. Wendell, and Casey Moser is at third base. 3 balls and no strikes as Stoltz is quickly behind Prieto. And again, Stoltz rarely issues walks, but here's the 3-0 pitch to Prieto now, and he takes that one for ball 4. 4 close pitches. And Prieto draws the walk. And the batter, Alberto Callaspo. So, Prieto at first base, and right away he's a threat to go. 26 steals to lead the team. And he's been caught on 10 occasions. Alberto Callaspo. Callaspo, switch hitter. And he comes in with very good credentials. Not a power guy, but good defensive player. And a switch hitter who's put up very, very fine numbers so far this year. Is being summoned to Salt Lake. Stoltz delivers to him out of a stretch. And a cutter's in there for a strike. It is 0-1 to Callaspo, young man from Venezuela, who, since arriving here, has compiled a .315 average in 48 games with no homers and 28 runs batted in. Prieto at first base, a definite threat. And Stoltz looks in that direction and delivers to the right-handed hitting Callaspo. There's a chopper towards second base. Young has it, steps on second for 1, throws to first, double play. Nicely done by Delvin Young there. And a 4-3 double play leaves the bases clean with 2 outs. And Lou Merloni comes up, pitcher's best friend.
Well, he had Prieto breaking back to first on his first 2 moves. So that was a routine double play there. There wasn't anybody getting Young's way as far as throwing the ball at first base. Evidently got a good move to first to freeze the runners.
Lou Merloni up with a strike on him, and he hits a ground ball to the right. That is going to trickle into right field for a base hit. Mauro started to go for it and then held up, and the ball rolls out to Cody Ross. So Merloni rolls a single to right with 2 outs to keep the inning going, and the batter, Nick Gorneau. Merloni was at 300 before that at bat, and Nick Gorneau's up now. Defensively, Las Vegas with Brian Mauro at first. The second baseman is Delvin Young. The shortstop is Jose Flores, and Norihiro Nakamura is at third. Chin Feng Chen is in left. DJ Jackson, our pregame guest, is in center. And Cody Ross is in right. The catcher is Gabriel Gutierrez with Eric Stoltz on the mound, facing Nick Gorneau. Merloni at first base with 2 outs. And Stoltz gets set, looks at first. And the pitch to Gorneau. That's inside ball 1, 1-0. Gorneau at 294. He leads the team with 26 home runs and leads the league with 108 runs batted in. And in this series, he's been at it again. He's got a 5-for-8 series going. And got a home run, which was a grand slam. Merloni off first base, and Stoltz set with a 1-0 look. Here comes the pitch. Fastball foul over the press box. A ball and a strike now to Nick Gorneau. So a series of great races. PCL, we talked about that on the pregame show. And the big leagues.
Fantastic.
Absolutely great. And it's a 1-1 count on Gorneau with Merloni at first base and Stoltz all set. A glance at first. And here comes his 1-1 to Gorneau. And the breaking ball misses inside ball 2. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, this division could be our Salt Lake City and Tacoma could be finished today if we beat Salt Lake City or Tacoma wins.
Right.
Tacoma has a one-game lead on them. The rest of them, just a lot of them up for grabs.
There's a high foul off the left way back out of play. 2-2. That is the case. Nashville leading Omaha by 2, so Omaha the slim chance, but a chance. Oklahoma leading Albuquerque by 1.5 with 2 to go. Round Rock was in at 2 until recently. They lost 6 in a row. They're out of it now. And then you mentioned Tacoma, Salt Lake. So, I mean, not too often you have 2 days left in the season and 3 of 4 divisions still perking as far as possibilities are concerned. Here's a 2-2 stretch in the pitch to Nick Gorneau. And it's a little high foul off to the right behind the plate, and it'll go right in front of the club level restaurant down to the seats below. 2-2 on Nick Gorneau still. Mr. Williams knows a little bit about pennant races. Involving quite a few of them.
Been in a few.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
Some good, some bad.
Now Stoltz set again. A glance at first. And he comes back to Gorneau with a good off-speed pitch. Swung on and missed strike 3. The ball's loose in the dirt. And Gutierrez picks it up. That strikeout finishes the inning. And the Stingers are finished in the first. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And at the end of half inning, Salt Lake nothing. Las Vegas against Evan Thomas coming up.
Camden and Oasis Apartment Homes are proud sponsors of the Las Vegas 51. Camden and Oasis Apartment Homes are here to provide you with 32 locations in the Las Vegas and Henderson areas. From studios to 3-bedroom, family-sized apartment homes, there's something to fit anyone's needs and everyone's budget. Stop by any Camden and Oasis Apartment Home community, or while you're at the ballpark, check out our ad and play ball. Camden and Oasis Apartment Homes, the only choice in apartments. For more information, call us toll-free at 1-877-7-CAMDEN.
They say that the best kind of advertising is word-of-mouth advertising. And here at New York Hotel and Casino, we couldn't agree more. That's why today we're at the Manhattan Express roller coaster, asking people to describe their experience. Excuse me, sir, what do you think of the ride so far? Anything else? What about you, ma'am? Are you enjoying the ride? Sounds like a yes to me. Is that your husband there? How do you like the ride, sir? Well, there you have it. The people have spoken. The Manhattan Express roller coaster at New York. Come and see for yourself what everyone's been talking about. You gotta love this town.
Welcome back again. We're here at Cashman Field. Half an inning finished, and the Salt Lake Stingers in 51s with no score. Evan Thomas is on the mound. He will face the 51s, and Thomas is 5'10", 170. He is 31 years old. Born in Miami, makes his home in St. Lucie, Florida, which is where the New York Mets have their spring training home. Evan Thomas has been around. He's been pitching professionally since 1996. That was the year that the Phillies picked him in the 10th round of the free agent draft. He was in the Phillies system through the end of 2002. He spent 3 years with their AAA team in Scranton. He was a 13-game winner 1 year, and his best year was his last year, 2002, with them, where he was 10-2 as a starter with a 3.9 ERA. And the Toronto Blue Jays signed him as a free agent, sent him to Syracuse, where he spent 0-3. And last year, he was in the Indians organization for a while, where at Buffalo he was 3-1 with an ERA of 5. The pitch is a strike to Jose Flores. Flores is a .332 hitter with 4 homers and 41 runs batted in. And he takes a fastball upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Flores is now the 8th leading hitter in the league at .332. So as he faces Evan Thomas, here's the 1-1 pitch. Flores 3 for 4 yesterday. He hits a little looper in the shallow center field. It's going to fall in there for a base hit. So Flores has his 4th hit of the series. And the 51s have their first hit here on that little flare in center field by Flores. So, you know, the old story, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That's exactly right.
Flores is down around 290 for much of the year, which is still decent. But now he has a chance to hit more like 340. He has a good day today and tomorrow.
Oh, he's played hard.
Yeah.
He hadn't quit. The team is poor as far as win-loss goes, but he's played hard.
He got a short lead off first in the pitch. There's a line drive to left by Delwyn Young. Here comes Gorneau. He's going to let it fall for a base hit, and Delwyn Young now has a 17-game hitting streak. which ties Willie Ibar for the season high. Ibar earlier the year, first half of the year, had a 17-gamer. And what's interesting about that is Young, who opened the day hitting .340, is that Delwyn Young has only been here for about a little over a month. I mean, this is his 35th game. So 17-game hitting streak, not too shabby. 2 on, nobody out quickly in the bottom of the first. And the batter's Jason Grabowski. He takes a fastball below ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes.
A little flare to center, a little flare to left. We're off and running.
Grabowski is at .318, 6 homers and 33 runs batted in. A big left-handed batter facing Evan Thomas. And the 1-0 pitch. Fastball, that's outside. Ball 2, 2-0. Defensively, Salt Lake with Ryan Buddy at first, Alberto Callaspo at second, Brandon Wood from Class A ball, he's at short, and Brian Specht at third, Nick Gorneau in left, Chris Prieto in center, Luke Allen in right, and Jeff Mathis catching for Evan Thomas. The 2-0. Grabowski at the ground ball to short. They might get 2. Wood has it. He goes to second for 1 on the first is Callaspo for the double play. It goes 6-4-3 on the play. Flores takes third. There are 2 outs. And the batter, Brian Myro. Look, Salt Lake turned 4 double plays in last night's game, although they had a chance to have more. They had at least 2 different double play possibilities that went by the wayside. But they did manage to turn 4 to help them get that 13-10 victory here. And with 2 outs, here's Brian Myro. Off third place is Jose Flores. The pitch. And a slider's in for a strike, 0-1 to Myro. Myro at .281, 22 home runs, and leads the team with 73 runs batted in. In this series, he is 2 out of 9. Myro last night had an RBI single as 5 at-bats, plus a run scored. Big curveball. That one missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the first with no score. Tomorrow, the last game of the season. Also a 12:05 game. Mike New for Las Vegas. Lefty Jake Woods, who's been up and down from the big leagues this year for Salt Lake. Fastballs under the knees. 2 balls and a strike. They count tomorrow. 89 miles an hour, says the scoreboard indicator on the Evan Thomas fastball. Thomas has logged 87 in the third innings for Salt Lake this year. Allowed 123 hits. As an off-speed pitch high, 3-1. So he's allowed the opponents a .335 average, walking 28 and striking out 45. He's also allowed 15 home runs in 87 in the third innings, which is way high. There's the 3-1 to Myro, and the breaking ball is high, ball 4. So he's allowed 2 singles and a walk, but because of the double play, he has a chance to get out of the inning unscathed. Cody Ross walks up there.
Well, hits with innings pitched and the amount of home runs he gave up, that's not too good on either way.
Well, that'll account for the 6.7 ERA. And
right.
This is his 20th game, his 14th start.
But he's won 7 and lost 5, so you know their offense is pretty good.
And Flores at third, Myra at first with 2 down. And here is Cody Ross. Fastball, maybe a little outside, ball 1. 1-0. Ross at .258, 20 homers and 59 runs batted in. 1-0. And Thomas collects the sign from Mathis. Here's the pitch. Ross takes a fastball for a strike. Good pitch, knee high, the inside edge. It is 1-1 on Ross. Ross had an infield hit in 4 bats yesterday, plus a run batted in. Stingers with 13 runs in game 1, 13 runs in game 2. And they have combined for 29 hits in the first 2 games. For yesterday was one of those games that the 51s were trying to catch up throughout the night. And they never could. There's a ground ball to third base. Specht has it. Goes to short with a second, but a force out on the sliding Brian Myro. That is a 5-4 fielder's choice, ending the first inning. For Las Vegas, no runs, 2 hits. No errors, they leave a couple. And at the end of 1, there is no score.
Hi, friends. If you're in the market for a General Motors vehicle, there's only one place to shop in Las Vegas. That's Bill Hurd Chevrolet. They are the world's largest Chevy retailer, and they feature an excellent body shop and parts and service as well. I have a vintage Chevy sitting in my garage right now, and I don't take it to anyone but Bill Hurd Chevrolet. They're at 444 South Decatur at Alta. Telephone 870-9444. Bill Hurd Chevrolet. Visit their website, www.billhurdvegas.com.
A few thoughts about monopolies, cash cows, and low-cost leads. For years, the phone companies had a virtual monopoly over Yellow Pages advertising. This has allowed them to impose steep annual rate increases. Over time, their directory business has become a nice, fat cash cow. But at Yellow Book, we think we have a better way. For example, across the country, a full-page ad in Yellow Book Yellow Pages is generally about half the cost of the same size ad in a phone company directory. At Yellow Book, all we do is publish great directories, so we're able to keep our costs down and produce low-cost leads to power your business, which has helped create many thousands of success stories for small businesses just like yours. After all, we wouldn't be in 43 states with a circulation of 82 million if we weren't producing quality low-cost leads. So why keep getting milked by the phone company? Call us at 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
We're back once again here at Cashman Field. The end of one, there's no score. Salt Lake and the Las Vegas 51s along with Dick Williams. Russ Langer with you. Eric Stoltz working to Jeff Mathis, Luke Allen, and Brandon Wood with the tragedy going on in New Orleans. Down there, of course, the thoughts are of anything but sports. But Dick Williams, between innings, was telling us about in the late 40s when he was playing for the team in Fort Worth, and you had some challenges having to do with weather.
Well, we had the ballpark burned down on us a Saturday night after a ball game. And we played there. We were playing San Antonio. We played the next day in the rubble and had about 2,000 people. And then right after the game, we went on the road and finished what was going to be the homestand. And then we had a flood. Had a lot of rain, and the levee broke behind the left field fence in Fort Worth, and we were on the road for a month.
Jeff Mathis swings and misses at Eric Stoltz's first pitch of the second inning, strike one. And in that league at the time, where were some of the places you had to play?
Beaumont, Houston, San Antonio, Shreveport, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Dallas.
Mathis takes low, 1 ball to 1 strike. That's a mega trip right there, all over. And that's all, obviously, that took those old buses all over the place,
We
right?
had buses everywhere. Later on in 55, I was back there, and we flew a little, the old Dodger plane. It was DC-3. I think I'd rather taken a bus now than I think.
1-2 to Mathis, having a fine year, 277, 20 homers, 71 RBIs, and having a great series. He has 3 homers in the series. 1-2 pitch, and he crowns one foul right by his on-deck man, Luke Allen. It's a ball and 2 strikes to Mathis, who is 4 for 8 with 3 homers and 3 walks in the series, and he's driven in 7 runs.
We had a lot of train trips, too. So we didn't take the bus that much. Go from Beaumont to Shreveport on the bus, but that was about it. Dallas.
Fastball is just low. Ball 2. 2-2 to Mathis. Right-handed hitting catcher with Luke Allen next. Brandon Wood in the top of the second. I think that was the first plane that pro teams traveling, right? That DC-3?
Yeah.
Here's the 2-2 to Mathis. And he bounces that one foul behind the plate. 2-2 still.
Skip Holman was our pilot. He was the son of one of the Dodger directors that had Holman Field in Vero Beach.
That was Bud.
Yeah.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Jeff Mathis. And Stoltz collects the sign. Lefty kicks and delivers 2-2. High pop-up on the left side. And Stoltz directing traffic. Here comes the catcher Gutierrez, but Stoltz himself will make the catch on the front slope of the mound. 1 out. And corner infielders kind of drifting toward the mound.
Slowly.
Yes. And Gutierrez is going out, and Stoltz was trying to direct traffic, but eventually he just figured, all right, I'll take it.
Yeah, that ball actually was too high up in the air for him to handle it. And Nakamura is saying the sun bothered him. I'm sure he has glasses on. I don't know for sure, but both of them were slow coming in.
1 out for Luke Allen. And Stoltz delivers. Allen takes a one-handed swing at a slider, and he tipped it into Gutierrez's mitt, strike 1. Luke Allen at 287, 22 homers, and 91 runs batted in. And a real fan favorite while he was here. Luke, strong-arm Luke, they call him. Pitches foul back 0-2. 51's record for outfield assists. 0-2 to count. Luke is 6'2", 220, father of 2. And just a month ago, he turned 27 out of Covington, Georgia. Been playing professionally since '97. He was a third baseman in the Dodger organization until he got converted to the outfield. There's a soft liner to short, and Jose Flores reaches down around his ankles and catches that one. So the soft liner by Allen makes it 2 outs with nobody on. That about is the shortstop, Brandon Wood. Oh, we talked about D.J. Jackson, who's playing center field now for the 51s, being bypassing a couple of levels to come up here from rookie ball. This young man, Brandon Wood, was at high A ball in the California League at Rancho Cucamonga and hit 43 home runs. So he's bypassed AA for the last few games to come up here. The pitch is ball one, but since arriving here, he's only 1 for 10, and in 6 of those 10 at-bats have resulted in a strikeout. 1-0 pitch, and he takes it in the dirt, 2-0. No score, top of the second. He hit well over 300 at Rancho with all those home runs and over 100 RBIs. So he's getting a taste of AAA before the season comes to a close. Most likely he'll be at AA next year. 2-0 pitch, change-up foul back, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Brandon Wood with 2 outs and no one on. Ryan Buddy is on deck. Eric Stoltz, we talked about the walk totals, 21 walks, 58 strikeouts in 72 innings. 2-1 pitch. A high drive to deep right center. Jackson and Ross giving chase. Jackson on the dead run looking up, and it's off the wall over Jackson's head. Jackson races over to pick it up and fire it back in, and Wood will go to third base and stop with a stand-up triple. They clubbed that ball.
It's a high fastball up over the plate. He's a free swinger. He didn't start up to make contact. I like what I saw there, and, well, he has to be a power hitter with 40 come-out home runs. But he drove that ball pretty well.
That is the second hit off Stoltz. The triple by Wood is his second AAA hit. And the other hit was a double, so yeah, he likes to hit back there from the heels and swing. Here's the number 8 hitter, the right-handed hitting first baseman Ryan Budde, B-U-D-D-E. Budde hitting .230 in 56 games with 5 homers and 24 runs batted in. He and Jeff Mathis are listed as the main catchers, although Budde is playing first base in this game. Off-speed pitch rips in low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes.
He hit it good, and he hit it up in the air pretty high. And they have a little prevailing wind going straight away out to center, so that was helpful. But it hit high in the wall.
Fastball just called strike to Budde. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Eric Stoltz, the most recent outing was here against Tacoma earlier in the homestand, and he went 5 1/3, had no decision in a game that Las Vegas eventually won. He allowed 4 runs earned on 6 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. 1-1 pitch. Off-speed lifted into shallow left center. Flores racing out, and he reaches and makes the catch over the shoulder. Nice play by Flores. Jackson playing too deep to have a chance to get it. So Flores makes a good catch on Buddy's little pop fly, and the inning is over. In the second for Salt Lake, no runs on a hit. No errors, they lead 1, and at the end of 1.5, there's no score.
Hey, you know what's cool? Strutting into a downtown Las Vegas classic like you own the place. Hitting the casino for some gambling like it used to be. At the blackjack tables, on the slot machines, in the sports book, and in the poker room. Having a meal that make the chefs at some of the new frou-frou joints on the Strip question their own culinary credentials. Or hanging with your friends before catching the headliner in the showroom. And the whole time, getting treated with the kind of service that snatched the AAA 4 Diamond Award for 28 consecutive years. You locals know what I'm talking about. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. It's been the jewel of downtown since 1946, and yeah, that's cool. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. That's downtown Las Vegas. Come in, and like the boys with the 51s know, you better come to play. Get more at goldennugget.com.
There is no doubt that Vista Chevrolet offers the hottest prices under the sun. Clear and simple. That's right. Vista Chevrolet, home of Mr. Goodwrench, features the best in sales, service, and Chevrolet parts. Conveniently located at US 95, exit 90B at Ann Road. Vista Chevrolet is open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call them at 967-5686 or visit their website at www.vistachevy.com. Vista Chevrolet.
Welcome back again, friends. Along with Dick Williams, Russ Langer with you at the end of 1.5. There is no score here. The penultimate game for the 51s this year. Last game tomorrow at 12:05, Labor Day. Shin-Feng Shen, who bats 6th in the order in this day, will be followed by Norihiro Nakamura and D.J. Jackson. Against righty Evan Thomas, who allowed a couple of singles in the first, and Grabowski hit into a double play. That was the key play. Myro walked and Cody Ross into a force play on a straight changeup. And Evan Thomas was able to change speeds effectively to get that last out. Fastball is high to Chen. Ball 1. Shin-Feng Shen hitting .280. 15 homers, 63 RBIs. And this is he's completing his 4th season with the 51s. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And he takes a strike near the outside corner, 1-1. And who knows? Tomorrow may be the last game for Chen in a Las Vegas uniform. We'll see. 1-1. He was 1 for 4 Friday in Game 1 of the series. Did not play yesterday. 1-1 pitch. Fastball. He swings late and misses. It's 1-2. The Tony Roma scoreboard. We'll get to those scores. A whole lot of partials now, this being Sunday. And there'll be a lot of day games tomorrow also on Labor Day. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Chen, and he misses a good breaking ball, strike 3. Thomas gets his first strikeout. One gone for Norihiro Nakamura in the bottom of the second with no score. Tony Roma's a great place for ribs, steaks, and seafood. Head over to any of the 3 Las Vegas Tony Roma's locations. We'll 4 after every 51's game. San Francisco, Arizona, that'll be a little bit later on, starting in about an hour. And it'll be Matt Cain, the young righty for the Giants, who was at Fresno, one of the top young pitchers in all of AAA, racking up a whole bunch of strikeouts. He'll get the call for the Giants today. There's a fast strike to Nakamura, 0-1. Nakamura hitting .249. This is his 100th game, 22 home runs, 66 RBIs. He came off the bench yesterday and went 1 for 2 with a double. And the 0-1 pitch from Thomas. Breaking ball outside, backhanded by Mathis, 1-1. Matt Cain will be opposed by Russ Ortiz, who is 5-8 for the Diamondbacks. Cain is 0-1. And now the 1-1 pitch from Evan Thomas. That's outside ball 2. 2-1. Dodgers and Rockies, no score at the end of 2 in Colorado in that ball game. Edwin Jackson pitching in that game for the Dodgers. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Nakamura takes a strike, 2-2. Will keep a close eye in that game. In the 6th inning, St. Louis leading at Houston by a score of 3-1. Houston's run on a home run by Lance Berkman. 2-2 to Nakamura, and the pitch. He hits a ground ball to second. To his left is Callaspo. He gobbles this one up. A soft toss over to first base. Nakamura is out 4-3. 2 outs for DJ Jackson. 5th inning, San Diego 1, Milwaukee 0. Jake Peavy pitching for San Diego in that ball game at Miller Park. 7th inning, Cubs 2, Pittsburgh 0. A home run by Nomar Garciaparra, his 6th. That's in Pittsburgh right now. In the bottom of the 8th inning in Miami, the Mets lead Florida 5-1. Cliff Floyd, a home run for the Mets. That's his 29th.
Been doing that very quietly.
Yes. And Jackson showing bunt, takes a big breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. DJ Jackson, our pregame guest in 7 games at the AAA level, hitting .263 with 1 home run, 3 RBIs. Also has a triple. 0-1 pitch. Fastball just outside. Oh, that was close. 1 ball to 1 strike now. Jackson last night had a single and a triple in 5 at-bats, an RBI, and a run scored. He and Flores had back-to-back triples in the 3-run Las Vegas 6th inning. Breaking ball is outside, 2-1. 8th inning in Washington, the Nationals lead Philadelphia 6-0 behind Esteban Loaiza, who has 10 strikeouts through 7 innings at RFK. Jackson takes outside, 3-1. Preston Wilson, his 22nd home run for Washington. Brian Schneider, the catcher, his 10th for the Nationals. 9th inning, Reds and Braves tied at 3. Jackson fouls him back out of play, 3-2. Ken Griffey Jr. may be the front-running candidate for National League Comeback Player of the Year. He's been healthy all year for the first time in how many years?
That may be the reason he wins the award, but he's hit over 20 home runs now. We're around 35.
He's got 35. And Valentin hit his 12th. Javier, Jose's brother. The pitch, breaking ball, and Jackson lifts it to left. Corneau has a play on it, backing up to make the catch, and the inning is over. More scores later on the Tony Roma scoreboard. 1, 2, 3 go to 51s in a second against Evan Thomas, and at the end of 2, there is no score.
As temperatures rise, so do your chances for car trouble. Help meet the demands of summer driving by taking your General Motors vehicle to an expert, Cadillac of Las Vegas. Let Cadillac of Las Vegas give your car a seasonal checkup to make sure it's ready for virtually anything summer can dish out. Cadillac of Las Vegas is your GM Goodwrench Service Center, featuring GM-certified technicians, advanced diagnostic equipment, and genuine GM parts. So stop by your GM Goodwrench Service Center, Cadillac of Las Vegas at 2711 East Sahara in Las Vegas, and keep yourself and your car cool this summer.
Everybody's gonna have a good time.
Getting together with a few good friends and the signature taste of Budweiser. For drinkability and refreshment you won't find anywhere else. Budweiser beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Do you play golf?
Would you like to play 3 different courses all in one beautiful location and still have money left over to play again the next day? Then Golf Summerlin is the place for you. Come play Highland Falls, Palm Valley, and Eagle Crest. All 3 courses will keep you coming back for more. Golf Summerlin is also a great choice for your next tournament or group outing. For more information, call 254-7010. That's 254-7010. Golf Summerlin. 3 great courses, all open to the public, all very affordable.
Welcome back, friends. We're here at Cashman Field. At the end of 2, there is no score. Salt Lake and the Las Vegas 51s, along with Dick Williams, Russ Langlois, Brian Specht, the switch-hitting third baseman, will open the inning against Stoltz. And then the top of the order, Chris Prieto and Alberto Callaspo. So we mentioned Reds and Braves are 3-3 in the ninth. Bottom of the ninth inning, the Braves are batting. And Marcus Giles has homered twice for the Braves in that game. He's got 10 now. And we'll get to some American League scores. But first, Dick, what's your take on the National League races right now? I got some wild ones.
Oh, there's some tremendous races. The race in the East, it looks like Atlanta's going to hold on and win that thing again. But the wild card could be one of those clubs out in the East winning it. Nothing's going to happen in the National League West. You got to have a winner, and you might have a winner with a losing record. It looks like Houston is the only other club, I guess, that might have a chance to get in there. But all those other clubs in the National League East have a chance to be the wild card. And that's a good race.
Oh, great. It's great. Brian Specht fouls a fastball back. Strike 1. Specht hitting .302 with 7 homers and 34 RBIs. And having a good series, 4 for 9 with a pair of home runs. Batting right-handed against the left-hander, Eric Stoltz. Nobody on, nobody out in the top of the third. And Stoltz, strike 1 pitch to Specht. Fastball, a high drive to center. Jackson goes back, and the ball going back. Now he turns and makes the catch in deep center. Specht got good wood on it. Probably about a 420-foot drive to center, but that's not good enough in this ballpark when you're going dead center like that. 1 out for Chris Prieto.
I like the way he broke back on the ball, too, and right back. And
is it not true, but we're getting ready for the American League scores now, that one of the keys for an outfielder defensively is to race back and then maybe turn and make adjustments rather than just drift back on the ball?
Oh, you want them to get back there as quick as they can. Absolutely.
Here's Prieto, and he's one of the best around at that. The pitch is a little low ball 1. Prieto walked on 4 pitches to open the game and was taken off the bases on Alberto Callaspo's double play ground ball.
There are a few what I call brilliant defensive outfielders. The center fielder with the Braves is one of them. That he drifts on the ball, and everything's a sensational catch, and but he can play. But the rest of them, Mays was that way. But the rest of them get there, catch it, and get rid of it.
2-0 to Prieto, who hasn't seen a strike yet today. Here's the 2-0 now. And that's high. 3-0 to Prieto with 1 out and nobody on the top of the third. Nakamura at third is right near the edge of the grass and far off the line, as he generally will play for a left-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. And that's a strike. 3-1 now to Chris Prieto. Yankees in Oakland, that's the ESPN game later on. And that'll feature Sean Chacon, who's been great since the Yankees picked him up, against Barry Zito. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And there's the strike, 3-2 now. That's the pivotal rubber game of that series. That'll settle that series right there. Yankees and A's, possible playoff preview. You never know.
And that's something, that division, the Western Division with the A's and Angels.
Now Prieto takes it low, ball 4. So a 3-2 pitch just under the knees. 2 walks issued by Stoltz. It's been Prieto each time. And here's Callaspo, who bounced into a 4-3 double play in his first at bat. Yankees and A's had the same record, 76 and 59. Mm-hmm. The difference, of course, the A's, they've been very tough at home, 40 and 27 at home. Seattle and the Angels, that's also later on. That's Bartolo Colon looking for his 18th win. He's 17 and 6, taking on Jeff Harris. Here's Callaspo. Change up grounded to third base. Nakamura backhands, fires to second for 1. Young to first, double play. Great play by Delwyn Young. Prieto was all over him, and he hung in there, made the pivot, made the throw, and it's an around the horn double play to finish the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left, and at the end of 2.5, there's no score.
Hey, 51 fans, stop by Sure Tire for the Goodyear Blimp birthday celebration. The Goodyear Blimp. For 80 years, it's been a name everyone looks up to. Hurry in before August 27th and score big on a large variety of Goodyear tires. If you're looking for traction in any weather, choose the Goodyear Assurance featuring triple thread technology. For your performance car needs, choose Eagle GTHR, Eagle LS, or Eagle RSA tires. And for truck and SUV owners, check out the new Wrangler and Forterra featuring Silent Armor technology. In addition to great savings, get up to an $80 rebate on your next purchase of tires or service made on your Goodyear car before August 27th. But at Sure Tire, we do more than just tires. We also take care of your automotive service needs, such as brakes, oil changes, alignments, and more. All at competitive prices. In fact, stop by right now and get an oil, lube, and filter service for just $12.95. It's a deal you just can't beat. So check out Sure Tire for great savings on tires and service. Hurry, Goodyear birthday celebration ends August 27th. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR for complete details and a local Sure Tire retailer nearest you.
I've never seen a lineup quite like this one. The kitchen is loaded. The placemats are set. The bowls are on the table. He sees his granola crunch. He grabs the door. He swings. It's Anderson Dairy Milk all the way. Nothing makes breakfast taste better than milk. Over cereal with eggs, toast, and jam, or add some chocolate and shake things up. Here's our pitch. Milk. It's a real team player. From Anderson Dairy, the dairy expert.
Hello again. We're back here at Cashman Field, along with Dick Williams. Russ Lang with you. No score after 2.5 innings of play. Each team with 2 base hits. Evan Thomas will look at the 9-1 and 2 51s. Gabriel Gutierrez, Jose Flores, and then Delwin Young. As we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, we'll check some more American League scores for you. Just talking about the Angels and Seattle getting together. The Angels are 76 and 59. How about that? You got 3 teams with the same record: Angels, Oakland, and the Yankees. All 76 and 59. Here's the pitch. Big breaking ball is inside to Gabriel Gutierrez, who has showed well, very well, since he came up from the lower minors. He is 4 for 7 and has shown a strong arm behind the plate. That's a .571 average. Fastball's a strike, and the count is 1-1 on Gutierrez, who yesterday got 3 of those hits, 3 singles and 2 RBIs, also hit by a pitch and scored a run. 1 ball and 1 strike. Evan Thomas delivering. There's a ground ball to the right side off the glove of Buddy, who's trying to backhand it. The ball goes into right field, and Gutierrez takes at first base, and the batter's going to be Jose Flores. See about ruling on that. That is a base hit. Base hit off the glove of Buddy. So now Gutierrez, all he's done now is go 5 for 8 since he gave up from a ball. And the batter is Jose Flores, who had a soft single to center in the 1st inning.
He's got to be thinking this league isn't tough at all.
That's it. Jeff Harris will pitch for Seattle. Interesting story. This is a guy who was languishing in independent ball for a while, and the Mariners just kind of plucked him from there. And he was pitching very well at Tacoma. And now in the big leagues, he's 2-1 with a 2.28 ERA. Flores shows bunt, takes a pitch, low ball 1. So he will pitch against the Yankees, or rather the Angels later on, against Bartolo Colon. So there's a chance for Harris to show his stuff against a tough Angel lineup. And Colon is looking for his 7th straight win. Tough Cy Young competition in the American League this year. Here's the 1-0. Flores lays a bunt down in front of the plate. The pitcher, Thomas, picks it up and throws to first to get Flores. On the plate, Gutierrez goes to second. That is his sacrifice, and it goes 1-3. The ball was hit between the mound and the plate, but he deadened it enough, and it landed on the choppy grass out there. And with 1 out, the batter's Delwin Young, who single left his first time out. In the bottom of the 3rd, the White Sox at home lead Detroit and Jeremy Bonderman 1-0. And what else do we have for you? 6th inning, Cleveland, Minnesota tied at 2. Travis Hafner having a good year for the Indians. He's homered his 24th of the year. A solo homer to tie that game. Here's the pitch to Young, and a fastball's a strike. It's 0-1. 5th inning, Kansas City having some fun at home. They lead Texas 11-1. Break them up. Baroa, his 9th home run, and Aaron Guile, who had 30 home runs for Omaha, former Las Vegas Star, came up and hit his 1st of the year for Kansas City. Here's the 0-1 to Young, and he takes it low. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. 6th inning, Boston at home leading Baltimore 5-0. They got 5 in the 5th inning. And part of that, a home run by John Olerud, who's suddenly hot. He's got 6 homers now. David Wells pitching the shutout thus far. Young late on a fastball and misses it. It's 1-2. And one final, Tampa Bay beat Toronto in Toronto 1-0.
In an hour and what?
Well, I'll check that on the box score. Scott Kazmir hooked up with Danny Baez on a 4-hitter over the Blue Jays. Pitches high 2-2. And the tough luck loser was Bush, who's now 4-8 now. Let's see if they give us that time. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Delwyn Young, who lifted his hitting streak to 17 games with his single to left that fell in front of Nick Gorneau in left field in the first. Gutierrez at second, the pitch, breaking ball. He swings and misses and strikes out. Big curveball takes care of Young. Second strikeout for Evan Thomas. And with 2 outs and Gutierrez at second, here's Jason Grabowski, who rolled into a 6-4-3 double play in the first inning. 2 hours, 29 minutes in Toronto today.
That's a long game for 1-0.
Yeah. Well, there's some pitching changes. Maybe that's part of it. Although I'll say this, there were only 2 walks in the whole game. There were 17 strikeouts combined, but only 2 walks. Here's Grabowski. There's a high pop-up third base side and foul ground. Speck with the shades on near the coaching box, drifts back toward fair territory, makes the catch just in foul territory to complete the inning. And the 51s are finished in the third. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left after 3. Still no score.
Planning on vacationing with a family on a road trip? Let the outstanding GM Goodwrench Service Department at Desert GMC Buick help you to get out of town, not into trouble. Desert GMC Buick has been rated #1 in customer service satisfaction in Nevada with the latest diagnostic equipment, GM certified technicians, and genuine GM parts. So be sure your car is ready for that out-of-town trip. Come visit your GM Goodwrench Service Center, Desert GMC Buick at 6400 West Sahara in Las Vegas. Great service is something to be thankful for, and you'll find it at Desert GMC Buick.
Hey, welcome to Peach Pets.
Oh, hi, I need to return something.
The chicken?
Yeah, the chicken.
Something wrong with it?
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. It just, stands around and it makes that stupid sound.
What do you want the chicken to do?
Beg or fetch or roll over or something.
It's a chicken.
So?
So chickens don't really do anything.
Well then why did you sell her to me?
Because you gave me money.
Well, my dog, he used to greet me at the door. He'd jump up and down and everything. This chicken doesn't even know I'm there.
So what are you saying? The chicken's hurting your feelings?
No, I'm not saying that. But why would I want a chicken if it isn't good for anything?
Chickens are good for one thing, if you have the right equipment.
The right equipment?
Yep. Charcoal, grill, barbecue sauce.
Introducing the Western Baking Chicken Sandwich at Carl's Jr. A big, juicy, charbroiled chicken breast with bacon, barbecue sauce, and crispy onion rings. New at Carl's Jr. For limited time only at participating restaurants.
Welcome back. We're here at Cashman Field along with Dick Williams, Russ Langer. No score at the end of 3 innings of play. Top of the 4th inning, and Eric Stoltz will face Lou Merloni, Nick Gorneau, and then Jeff Mathis. In the top half of the 4th innings, they drag the infield here. Dick Williams and I talking about the old days of travel before. I also want to ask you about this because back in the old days of Major League Baseball, when a team would, when a side would be retired, the team would leave the gloves out there for the next team to come out and use. A practice that I understand ended in 1953. What I'm wondering about is this.
Is that right? It ended in 53?
Yeah, what I understand. Now, was that also true in the minor leagues?
Well, yeah, I thought we ended in 49. I was in the Texas League, but maybe Major Leagues in 53. I was up in the Major Leagues. I don't recall.
I was in Baseball Digest here. Pitches a strike to Lou Merloni, but hey, what do they know? You lived it.
Well, 50. I thought it was 49 for baseball period, but I certainly could be mistaken. Maybe that's why I lost all those gloves.
The count is 1-1 on Lou Merloni, who singled to right his first time up with the first inning with 2 outs. Fastball, a high pop-up on the right side. Delwyn Young looking up in the bright blue. The wind is taking it, so he has to go back to the outfield and make the catch. And he grabs it. And there is 1 out. Merloni's now 1 for 2, and Nick Gorneau comes up now.
That wind's been blowing out since the game started.
Looks like it's picked up some, though.
Yeah, it has.
And here's Nick Gorneau.
Picked up quite a bit, in fact.
Eric Stoltz struck out Gorneau in the first, and he faces him again. There's the pitch. Fastball. There's the strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Yeah, in the that wonderful documentary, When It Was a Game, parts 1 and 2, both of them just great stuff. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Gorno hits a ground ball to the right side. Young is in position, picks it up, fires to Myro, and they just get him. And Gorno hustling up the line, thrown out 4-3. Here's Jeff Mathis now. They actually show footage of that. Guys going out, trotting out to the field in the late 40s, early 50s, and picking up the other guy's glove. A practice that seems incredible.
Well, it's amazing how very few times a batted ball would hit a glove. I thought maybe on occasion, if in my minor league career, maybe if it happened 2 or 3 times, it was amazing. We used to have a lot of fun with it. Bob Boyd, who was first baseman with Houston, and I played later with him with Baltimore. The first baseman laid their glove in the coaching box. And we used to put mice in there and snakes, and he was definitely afraid of anything that moved.
2 strikes on Mathis, who's fouled the first 2 pitches away. And so into no score here in the top of the 4th inning.
In Houston,
mice? You put mice?
Well, dead mouse.
Yeah.
In Houston, they're the home club, so he'd stand there with the national anthem, and he'd have his. Before they start throwing the ball around, he'd have his glove laying down there, and we'd sneak stuff in there. And if he spotted something, he wouldn't go near it. I mean, he was some.
If there was a manager like Dick Williams back in those days, they wouldn't have put up with that stuff. I'm telling you right now.
No, we'd all loaded up on it.
1 ball and 2 strikes. As Eric Stoltz will pause now. Mathis out of the box for practice swing before getting back in. Jeff Mathis waiting, and Gutierrez setting up on the inside, and the pitch is a fly ball to right field. That's routine for Cody Ross. He's waiting for it to come down, grabs it, and Eric Stoltz has a nice 4th inning, a pop-up, a ground ball, and a lazy fly ball to right. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning at Cashman Field, no score.
I've never seen a lineup quite like this one. The kitchen is loaded. The placemats are set. The bowls are on the table. He sees his granola crunch. He grabs the door. He swings. It's Anderson Dairy Milk all the way. Nothing makes breakfast taste better than milk. Over cereal with eggs, toast, and jam, or add some chocolate and shake things up. Here's our pitch. Milk. It's a real team player. From Anderson Dairy, the dairy experts.
When you think about it, not all days are created equal. Take Tuesday. Tuesday's major claim to fame is that it's not quite as bad as Monday. And when was the last time anyone wrote a song about Thursday? But then there's Saturday, a day you wake up because you want to, not because you have to. Saturday has a place of its very own, slow. And now it has a bank of its very own, Bank of America. Right now, you'll enjoy more convenience with Saturday hours at a Bank of America location near you, where you can do the kind of unhurried banking that's not easy to do between Monday and Friday. Open a new account, apply for a home loan, find out how easy it is to pay bills online, free. Or sit down with a personal banker for a financial checkup. For a list of locations near you with Saturday hours, stop by your local Bank of America banking center today. It's all part of our plan to bring you higher standards because you have high expectations. Bank of America. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back again, my friends. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Salt Lake in the 51s with no score after 3.5 innings of play. Evan Thomas facing Brian Myro, Cody Ross, and Chin Feng Chen. Do a little baseball research before every game, past and present. One of the subjects that came up recently was the subject of left-handed catchers. Did you ever play with or against any of those?
We had one, Frank Rookie. He was in the Dodger organization and later went with Pittsburgh. Dale Long was a left-handed catcher. Ended up playing first base, but he had him... especially in spring training. I never played with Dale. I played against him. But he had him in spring training behind the plate, left-handed catcher.
1 strike to Myro, who walked his first time up against Evan Thomas. Myro, Cody Ross, Chin Feng Chen in the 4th inning. And the fastball's low and inside, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. No score. 3 hits for Las Vegas, 2 for Salt Lake. Wind blowing out. It makes you wonder how much longer it'll be a scoreless affair. 1 ball and 1 strike as Thomas turns and delivers. Fastball, that's too low. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. 2-1 Myro, who is 2 for 9 in the series waiting. And he hits a fly ball to left, hits it pretty well. Gornell goes back, but he has a play near the edge of the track, makes the catch right in front of the track. So Maurer gives it a decent ride, but he's out. One out in the batter's Ross, who hit into a force play in the first inning.
Yeah, the wind didn't help there. It sort of knocked the ball down because it's blowing out toward right center. But he hit that ball well.
And Cody Ross, who's 0 for 1, comes up now. So here's Ross, as Thomas has a look in at Mathis. And the pitch. Big breaking ball in the low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Cody Ross. 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the 4th inning. 51's had a chance in the first, with first and second nobody out and could not score. As the 51's turned a double play, the Stingers, that is, turn 1. Fastball is a swing and a miss. It's 1-1 on Ross. Stingers have set a new franchise record for the most double plays in a season. They have turned now 181, which leads the league, and it's more than they've ever turned. Here's a 1-1 pitch. And Ross takes a strike at the knees. Ross not too sure about the call, kind of bends back a little bit and steps out. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Washington has defeated Philadelphia 6-1. Esteban Loaiza gets his 10th win. He beat Floyd in that ballgame. Floyd 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch now to Ross from Evan Thomas. Breaking ball low and away. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's keeping that wild card operation going pretty good. Philadelphia's leading that thing. They lost. Houston was losing. Washington was down the bottom. You win a ball game in that American League, National League East, and you can jump up 3 or 4 notches.
Absolutely. Pitch inside 3-2 now to Cody Ross. 7th inning now. It's still 3-1 St. Louis over Houston. And the Rockies have taken a 2-0 lead over the Dodgers in the 4th inning. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ross hits a high pop-up. Middle of the infield. Shortstop Wood coming in, fighting the sun, and he makes the catch on the infield grass. 2 down. And the batter's Chin Feng Chen. So Wood, the shortstop, handles the Ross pop-up on a 3-2 pitch. And here's Chen, who struck out in the second his first time around. Milwaukee's taking a 2-1 lead over San Diego now in the 6th at Miller Park. All right, now, here's Chen. Nobody on base with 2 outs in the home half of the 4th, and Evan Thomas will kick and deliver. Curveball. There's a strike on the outside corner. It is 0-1. We've talked about some of the big Dodger prospects at Double-A and Single-A. The 0-1 to Chen, and it's a strike on the outside corner. 0-2. The Angels have some promising prospects here in Salt Lake and in the lower minors also. And some of the more promising players have had a chance to go up. Here's the breaking ball as a tapper behind the plate foul. 0-2 is the count. Casey Kosman is up there now. He's with Salt Lake earlier this year. It's 0-2 to count. Willie Abar's brother Eric been at Double-A this year, and it's one of the real bright hopefuls for them. And a number of the players currently on this Salt Lake team. Fastball up and in, and Chen has to bail out on a chin burner right there. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, they've been going away with him, and he came up and in with 2 strikes and no balls, and that'll make you honest.
1-2 pitch. And he came back down away with a breaking ball. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Mike New versus Jake Woods tomorrow. That'll wrap up 0-5. Salt Lake still hopes of going on to the postseason. There's a breaking ball. Chen lines it to center base hit. So he went away with a 1-2 breaking ball, and then he left the 2-2 breaking ball up and out over the plate, and Chen served it into center field. So I'm sure Chen feels pretty good about that.
He should. You like nothing better after somebody's knocked you down or brushed you back to hit a ball that hard, even if it's an out.
That's 4 Las Vegas hits. Chen is 1 for 2. Nakamura, who grounded out to second, his first time up, is up now. Does a deep knee bend as he gets in. I think it was Steve Garvey who was talking about that one time, and about how so many times pitchers would try to knock Garvey down, and then he would get up and often would get up, and of course you manage him. There's a drive in the left for a base hit. Nakamura with a base hit going, picks it up and gets it back in, and Chen stops at second base. Did you notice that much with Garvey when you manage him? No?
Oh, I do know that if we put on a steal, Garvey would swing because it opened up a hole for him. I have some more Garvey stories later on if you want.
2 on with 2 out. And here's DJ Jackson. He flat out to left his first time up. So the 51s have 5 hits. And the 2 out singles by Chen and Nakamura have kept the inning alive for Jackson. Evan Thomas is ready. Here's his pitch. And a fastball on the outside edge for a strike. Good pitch. 0-1 to Jackson. Catcher Gabriel Gutierrez making his way to the on-deck area as Thomas reads the sign to Mathis. Out of the stretch. Here it comes. 0-1. Breaking ball is outside. Hard slider missing. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. Zach Day is pitching for the Rockies against the Dodgers. He has a 2-0 lead in the top of the 4th inning. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Jackson. Breaking ball hit up the middle. Past the diving Caglias going to center field for a base hit. Around third is Chen. He'll score as Prieto gets it back in. It is 1-0 Las Vegas in the bottom of the 4th inning.
I'll tell you one thing. I know he's just been in rookie ball, but the young man has a lot of poise. A lot of poise. He's hung in there well. His first time up, he sort of jammed himself on a hanging breaking ball. But I like what I've seen so far.
3 straight singles with 2 outs. 51s draw first blood here. And the pitch to Gutierrez is fouled off to the right out of play. Strike 1. Gutierrez singled off the glow of first baseman Ryan Buddy to lead off the 3rd. 0-1 is the count. Bottom of the 4th inning, a 1-0 lead for Las Vegas. Nakamura at second. DJ Jackson at first base. Breaking ball, a little looper fouled outside first. It'll go between the dugout and the bullpen area. 0-2 on Gutierrez. So DJ Jackson, an RBI base hit. He's got 4 RBIs now in 8 games. He's coming up from Ogden. And again, poise way beyond his years. 21 years old. And the pitch. And Gutierrez grounds one to deep short. It's going to go into left field for a base hit. Nakamura around third. Here he comes. Here's the throw home by Garneau. It's off target. Nakamura scores standing up. Las Vegas leads 2-0.
What's that make him hitting now?
I'll have to check that calculator. Gutierrez, another base hit to drive in another run. That's 4 straight hits with 2 outs here. Ground ball that had eyes, got between Wood and Speck. And Jackson ends up at second base. Nakamura crosses the plate standing up. Gutierrez is 2 for 2 in this game. And since he came up from the lower minors, he is now 6 for 9. That's softball stuff right there. I'm going to hit that well in my wiffle ball league. Here's Flores, who has singled and laid on a sacrifice bunt. Thomas gets set. Here's the pitch. Fastball low, ball 1. 1-0. So, and it's been the bottom 4 in the order. Chen, Nakamura, Jackson, and Gutierrez, all with hits, and 2 of them have scored. 2-0 Las Vegas, home half of the 4th, and Jose Flores waiting on the 1-0 from Thomas. And the pitch. He tricked to swing, took a pitch inside, and the count is now 2 balls and no strikes. Dodgers have just tied that game in Denver, 2-2, Dodgers and Rockies, as I believe it was Jose Cruz Jr. got a base hit with second and third and 2 outs, but tied up. 2-0 on Flores. Jackson off second. Gutierrez off first. Evan Thomas suddenly in some trouble. 2-0 pitch. And a fastball. Called strike. Belt high on the inside. It is now 2-1. Edwin Jackson has pitched the first 3 innings and allowed 2 runs, earned on 4 hits. He has not walked anyone. He struck out 3. But here's the thing with Jackson. He has thrown 56 pitches in 3 innings.
That's not good.
No. 2-1 stretch. And the pitch. There's a strike on the outside, 2-2.
Well, actually, it's a little over. You try to figure out 15 pitches an inning, and he has, what, 50 left?
56.
Oh, 56.
34 for strikes.
Yeah.
He hasn't walked anybody, but apparently he's going deep into a lot of counts.
Yeah.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Jackson beat Houston. That's the win he had earlier since coming up. The pitch hits Flores on the left side, near the shoulder, it looked like. He tosses the bat away, heads over to first base. Jackson will go to third, and Gutierrez will go to second. That loads the bases, and it brings up Delwyn Young. And now Young with a base hit could make it a 4-0 game. And Zach Day, in contrast, in the same 3 innings, has thrown 36 pitches as opposed to 56. We'll see. Edwin Jackson does have one of the 2 Dodger hits, though.
Well, you know, that stint, I think, going back to Double-A had to help him and help his confidence. But,
he definitely pitched well down there.
It doesn't come easy, your first major league start, and I was as thrilled as anybody watching him, other than his parents, actually, with the job he did in his first major league appearance. It seems like it'd be downhill from that point on.
There's a 0-1 foul ball at the first base side, taken by the 51's first base coach, Nick Theodoro, who will underhand it into the seats. Young lady brought her glove, and she's suitably rewarded. 0-2 to count. Bases loaded, 2 down. 0-2. That was almost, it's hard to believe that was almost exactly 2 years ago. That was Jackson's 20th birthday, September 9th of 03. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And Young chops that one foul right by the on-deck man, Grabowski, trying to make the stick save. 0-2.
He's not charged with a swing and a miss there, is he?
Yeah. 0-2. The appeal, no swing. 0-2 on Young, who has singled and struck out in the game. Bases loaded, 2 down. Evan Thomas peers in at Mathis. Now he has the sign. And the 0-2 pitch. Fastball low. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. So Jackson at third, Gutierrez at second. First base, Jose Flores. Scoreless tie broken here in the Vegas fourth. And the 1-2 to Young. Breaking ball, he lifts it to left field. Gurneau went in. Now he goes back into his left and makes the catch, and that's the inning. 51s in the fourth inning have a nice 2-out rally for themselves, however. They do get 2 runs on a total of 4 consecutive hits. No errors, they lead 3 after 4. Las Vegas 2, Salt Lake nothing.
Have you ever seen the world from behind the wheel of an RV? Have you ever roasted marshmallows over an open fire and told spooky tales? Have you ever just wanted to grab the kids and go with ease? Well, now's your chance. Come down to DKRV today and check out our large selection of motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, and toy haulers. New, pre-owned, gas or diesel, we have it all. DKRV, 3675 Boulder Highway, just south of Sahara. 436-DKRV.
Fox Sports Radio, 1460.
Something you ought to be on a first-name basis with.
Fox Sports, KENO Las Vegas.
Bob, what are you thinking right now?
I'm thinking that I'm currently uncertain about our future. I'm afraid that if I tell you how much I love you, I'll chase you away.
Bob has ESP.
Oh, Bob, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
But clearly Bob doesn't have ESPN.
I love you, Susan.
Sad. It's just sad. But this isn't. Right now, get our best deal of the year. Cox Digital Cable free for 2 months. You'll get 185 channels featuring ESPN, Fox Sports, NBA TV, Golf Chess, and many more. All your favorite channels free for 2 months, including the highly anticipated July 29th launch of the NFL Network with on-demand technology so you can watch highlights of every NFL game on game day and throughout the week. You can't get that with satellite. Don't delay. Get your 2 free months of Cox Digital Cable today. Call 967-3603. That's 967-3603. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Welcome back again, friends, to Cashman Field at the end of 4. Las Vegas leads Salt Lake 2-0. And along with Dick Williams, Russ Langer with you, Eric Stoltz through 4 has done the following. He's allowed no runs on 2 hits. He's walked 2 and struck out 1. Pretty much an economy of pitches so far for Stoltz. He'll face Luke Allen, Brendan Wood, and Ryan Buddy. And Allen, who lined out softly to second, will be the first man that Eric Stoltz will face here in the top of the 5th inning. So every year you have young players call up to the big leagues, with some with big-time credentials, and you have mixed results through different players, and sometimes it takes a while for a player to take in the big leagues, and there have been a lot of examples of that as Eric Stoltz delivers to Luke Allen. The pitch is a high drive to deep right field. Oh, he crushed that ball. Ross is going to watch that one sail way out of here. Luke Allen hit a couple of dramatic home runs when Salt Lake was here in April. Late inning game winners. He just hit his 23rd of the year, RBI 92. And it is now a 2-1 Vegas lead in the top of the 5th inning. So a rocket to right by Luke. Cool hand Luke. And Luke, now he's got, with that, let's see, that's 23 for the year. That means Allen now has close to 110 career home runs. A bunt up the third base side. Stoltz picks it up, fires to first, safe. Close play at first. Brandon Wood, who tripled off the fence in right center his first time up in the second, gets a bunt single down between the mound and third base. Stoltz came off the mound, picked it up, and wheeled it through to Myro close, but he was safe. And now here's Ryan Buddy. The tying run is on with nobody out. So 4 hits for Salt Lake, half of them by Brandon Wood. And here's Buddy, who looped out to the shortstop Flores and made a good over-the-shoulder catch in the second inning. Here's the throw to first base. And back in there's Brandon Wood.
That's the fellow that hit 40-some-odd home runs, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He's got good speed, too. You saw Nakamura standing back, and he had just tripled his last time up. It's a good play. Nobody out, started an inning, and run behind.
And the pitch. And Buddy takes it fastball high. 1 ball to no strikes to Ryan Buddy, with Brian Specht waiting on deck. 1-0. Wood at first base, held on by Myro. And Wood eases off the bag there. Stoltz to look at him. And here comes the pitch. Fastball up and away, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. On that subject, I mean, one of the first guys that comes to mind is got to be Willie Mays. I mean, he was 0 for
21.
0 for 21. And was so upset. I mean, he didn't know what to do. And went to Leo, who was managing the Giants at the time, Leo DeRocher. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Ryan Buddy. And a good changeup. It's swung on and missed, 2-1. And DeRocher told him, "Look, you're my guy." And the rest is history. But he was hitting some ridiculous batting average at Minneapolis. 477, something like that.
Way up. I got out of the service, and I joined St. Paul, which was, that's where they sent me. I'm under a Major League contract.
There's a pop-up on the right side. Delwyn Young looking up and using his glove to shield his eyes from the sun, makes the catch. 1-on-1 out for Brian Specht.
And when I get there on Memorial Day, the day before, they had just called him up. He was hitting, I don't know, 480, something like that. So I didn't get to see him there. Willie was something else. I was playing that winter, the previous winter down in Havana. And Carl Hubble brought this kid in with a puffed-up ankle you couldn't believe. And he's going to try out for our Almendares club. And it was Willie Mays. He could do everything with the bad ankle.
Go to first, and back in there's Brandon Wood. 2-1 now. Las Vegas leading in the top of the 5th inning.
And Fermin Guerra, Mike Guerra was our manager. He used to catch for Washington. And he said, "No, we can't use him. He's too green." Next year, he's up with the parent club after having a great year at Minneapolis.
1 ball and no strikes. Wood off first base. And Stoltz looks in. Gutierrez setting up the target for the lefty Eric Stoltz. The 1-0 pitch. And it's a liner towards second. Young one-handed on one hop, throws to second for 1. That's all we're going to get. Good play by Delwyn Young going to his left.
Outstanding play. That ball could have dribbled through there. He got it on a peculiar hop and was able to corral it and pivot and make the fourth.
He short hopped it as he went to his left and had to reach way out there to get it and threw back across the green, across his body to Flores to force out Brandon Wood at second base. Big time play by Delwyn Young. 2 outs. And the batter now is Prieto, who's been up twice and walked twice. So Specht at first base, the tying run with 2 gone. And the pitch to Chris Prieto. Nope, throw at first base, and Specht is back in there. Specht has 12 steals, has been caught 7 times.
That served a purpose. Throwing to second base, it kept the tying run off second base in scoring position. It was a great play.
And off-speed pitch down and away to Prieto. Ball 1 ball to no strikes. Mike Schmidt hit something like 196 his first year in Philadelphia. Those fans,
they were eating him alive, and he struck out half the time he went to the plate.
And the pitch. A chopper to the right side. Myro dives, can't get it. Young can, but he throws the ball wildly. It's near the first base on deck circle. To third base goes the runner Specht. Down to second goes Prieto. And it's second and third with 2 outs with Alberto Callaspo coming up. It'll be an infield hit for Prieto. And a throwing error by Young. So Young made a great play on the spec play, but right there, trying to hit his pitcher, Stoltz covering and throw just led Stoltz way, way too far.
Even past the coaching box. He should have eaten the ball. But here again, the play before actually saved us a run. Because if they would have scored on it, it would have been going from second.
Roger McDowell, the pitching coach, out to visit with Stoltz, as the idea now is to set their sights on Callaspo, who's hit into 2 double plays in the game. Second and third now, 2 outs. In the top of the 5th with Las Vegas leading 2-1. So a little dribbler by Prieto. Morrow couldn't quite get it, and it's one of those seeing eye bleeders. Young went to his left and got it, and then tried to lead Stoltz to the throw, but it was way, way beyond Stoltz' range. And
yeah, he was throwing on the move too, and he wouldn't have had him anyway. Prieto would have beaten the throw in the cover.
Speck to third, Prieto at second base, and now Callaspo at the plate. The pitch, fastball. That's under the knees, ball 1. 1 ball to no strikes. All Mike Schmidt did was go on to win more than, I think it was 11 Gold Gloves, and he hit over 500 home runs, and et cetera, et cetera. Into the Hall of Fame he went. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Callaspo, and it's high ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
That had to be the toughest place to play of any city in the Major Leagues, Philadelphia.
Stoltz checks signs with Gutierrez. Speck off third. He's the tying run. Prieto at second base runs well. He's the go-ahead run. 2-0 pitch. And it's way inside 3-0 with Lou Merloni on deck.
They booed everybody there, including Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny.
The word was that they would boo the crack in the Liberty Bell. 3 balls and no strikes on Alberto Callaspo. So Stoltz behind 3-0 with first base open. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And it's outside ball 4. Nothing really all that close to a strike that time. So now the bases are loaded. That's the third walk issued by Stoltz. And the batter's Lou Merloni, who has singled and popped out to second.
Number 20, Lou Merloni.
Seattle and the Angels are underway. No score in the bottom of the first now. And Merloni digs in. At third base is Speck. At second base is Prieto. At first base is Callaspo. The pitch. And a strike on the inside corner. Off speed, took something off it, and it got in there. 0-1 on Merloni, the ex-Red Sox infielder. He's the DH in this ball game. 0-1 to count. Salt Lake trying to keep their hopes alive. 1 back at Tacoma with 2 to play, counting this game. Tacoma will play Sacramento later on. Fastball, a drive into left field, and that is in there for a base hit, and it gets past Chen and goes to the wall. Speck scores. Prieto scores. Here comes Callaspo. The relay by Flores, not in time. And his second base is Merloni. And now the Salt Lake Stingers have the lead for the first time by a score of 4-2. A bases clearing double by Lou Merloni. Hit the ball hard. Chen went to his left and couldn't get it. So Callaspo walked on 4 pitches to load him up, and then Merloni jumps on 1. And it looked like Stoltz might get out of the inning, but now he's trailing. Here's Gornell, who's 0 for 2.
He left the fastball up, too.
Changeup is swung on and missed 0-1. And Merloni's been around and got good wood on that ball. Gornell has struck out and grounded out to second. 4-2 Salt Lake now in the top of the 5th. And Stoltz is already looks back at Merloni. And the 0-1 to Gornell. As a ground ball to short, he was jammed. Flores has it and fires on the first base and gets him, and the inning is over. That goes 6-3, but the Stingers get a big 2-out, 3-run double by Lou Merloni after a home run by Luke Allen, and they collect 4 runs to take the lead on a total of 4 hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left at the end of 4.5. Salt Lake 4, 51's 2.
If you think about it, you can finish off every 51's game this season with a triple play. A hot, juicy double-double, fresh, crisp fries, and a cold, thick ice cream shake. There's no other combination quite like it. Stop by any of the 7 In-N-Out locations throughout Vegas for your very own taste. To find a location near you, call 1-800-786-1000.
In-N-Out is a proud sponsor of the Las Vegas 51s, as well as the hungry fans like you that support them.
Hello, Best Western.
Hi, I'd like to book a room.
Sure, for how long?
5 months, so 161 days.
161 days?
Yep. I don't want to miss out on any bobbleheads.
Wow, I guess so.
Stay at any Best Western in California, Nevada, and Hawaii between April 7th and September 15th and ask for the baseball rate. You'll get up to 25% off your stay and get a free limited edition bobblehead, a different Major League star in their minor league uniform with each stay. Log on to TravelBestWestern.com for additional terms or call 1-800-WESTERN. Guests must register in advance and quantities are limited.
It's summertime, and you know what that means. You're going to need a deliciously cool treat to survive those hot days. Introducing the newest creation from Baskin-Robbins, Frozen Custard, a premium ice cream treat that's rich, creamy, and oh so smooth. It's not your typical ice cream. It's a velvety sensation that will leave your taste buds wanting more. This scoopable delight is rich, thick, and creamy, unlike anything you've ever tasted. Enjoy our new custard in a cup, waffle cone, or in a signature sundae. The new Frozen Custard at Baskin-Robbins. What shape will yours take?
Welcome back, friends. And we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Salt Lake has taken a 4-2 lead. And Jason Grabowski will lead it off against Evan Thomas. 5 of the 6 runs in this game have come with 2 outs. Along with Dick Williams, Russ Langer with you. Grabowski has hit into a double play and fouled out. He's 0 for 2. Evan Thomas with a lead for the first time, delivering. Grabowski takes a strike, sinking fastball to knees. 0-1 the count. Give you the big league scores, and we'll see what's happening in the PCL here in a moment. Grabowski, Myro, and Ross due up, and that pitch is low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jason Grabowski. Tomorrow, Jake Woods versus Mike New. And what happens today between here and also Tacoma and Sacramento? There's a drive deep down the left field line, slicing in the corner. That is a foul ball. 1-2 on Grabowski. That'll determine how much meaning tomorrow's game will have. If Salt Lake wins this game and Sacramento beats Tacoma again, as it did yesterday, well, then you have a very interesting scenario going into the last day, Labor Day. Because the Stingers would be tied with Tacoma with 1 game to go. 1-2 pitch to Grabowski. And it's way inside, early hit him, and he staggers out of the box. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2. Nobody out, home half of the 5th. Dick Williams was involved in possibly the greatest American League pennant race of all time. 1967. Red Sox winning that race. Here's the 2-2 to Grabowski. A pop-up on the right side. Second baseman Carrasco fading back, and the ball looking up into the sunshine with the shades on. Makes the catch. And Grabowski is 0 for 3. 1 out for Brian Myro, who's walking flat out to deep left field. Now, how many teams were in that race the last couple of days?
Well, it was a one division league.
Yeah.
10 teams, and 4 of us were in contention to start the week. The White Sox were in first place. By Friday, they were eliminated. Detroit, Minnesota, and Boston were the other ones. And going in the last day, Detroit had to win a doubleheader from the Angels to go in a playoff with either Minnesota or us, whoever won that final game in Boston. We won our last 2 against Boston, knocked Minnesota out of it. And the Angels, with Bill Rigney managing, they split a 4-game series in Detroit. They ended up playing back-to-back doubleheaders. Rained out on a Thursday and rained out on a Friday. And they split those doubleheaders, which certainly helped us.
3-0 to Myro. He takes high ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk. Second walk allowed by Thomas. And he has walked Myro twice, in the batter's Cody Ross, who's 0 for 2. Ross is hit into a force play and popped out.
I was on another club that was very interesting, going down the last day and then ending up in a tie and then having a 3-game playoff. 51, the Dodgers and Giants.
Rather interesting indeed. A miracle of Coogan's Bluff. Here's Cody Ross. Myro at first base has a decent lead over there. The stretch by Evan Thomas in the pitch. And it's swung on and missed 0-1. 8th inning, Iowa 3, New Orleans 2 there, of course, in Des Moines. And Fresno and Colorado Springs at the 6-1 Sky Sox lead. That's in the 3rd. Also ran in that particular game. Sacramento, Tacoma, that's later on. Here's the 0-1. And the fastball drive high and deep to left field. That ball's crushed. way back, and gone. Gone. Cody Ross hits a bomb to left field, and the 51s have now tied up Salt Lake in the bottom of the fifth inning. Balls will kill you. And it certainly didn't help Evan Thomas. He walked Myro for the second time, and Cody Ross goes boom. $50 donated by Bank of America to Special Olympics as part of the Dingers for Dollars program. And the game is tied at 4. Here's a pitch to Chen. He takes a strike on the inside corner of breaking ball, 0-1. Cody Ross just hit his 21st of the year, RBI 60 and 61. And Chen 1 for 2 to pitch. Breaking ball low and away. 1-1. So the game tied at 4 again. Tucson, Portland, that's also later on. Round Rock, Nashville later on. And same with Albuquerque, Memphis, Oklahoma hosting Omaha. 1-1 to Chen. He swings late and misses, and the count is now 1-2. So each side with 4 runs. Each side with a home run. Luke Allen homered for Salt Lake, leading off the 5th off Stoltz. And Ross is tied with his drive. Pitches outside 2-2 to Chen. One out, nobody on. Chen up with Nakamura on deck, and Evan Thomas delivers the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball in there. Strike 3 call. And so Chen out looking. He's 1 for 3 now. With that's 3 strikeouts total for Thomas. And with 2 down, here's Nakamura. We, of course, will have the General Motors trivia question in a little while. As Nakamura digs in at the plate now with nobody on base and 2 down. Nakamura's grounded out to second. He singled in the 4th inning and eventually scored on the base hit by catcher Gabriel Gutierrez. The pitch. That's a fastball, low ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Thomas, a check of Mathis. And the 1-0 pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner. 1-1. The winner of the Pacific Northern Division, be it Tacoma or be it Salt Lake, will take on the winner of the Pacific Southern Division. That's Sacramento. There's a soft line to the first caught by Buddy, and the inning is over. Nakamura lines out to first, and that's it for the 51s in the 5th where they tie it. 2 runs and a home run by Ross. The 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. After 5, a 4-4 tie.
What a game this is turning out to be. But hey, while there's a lull in the action, why not grab a cold one? After all, it's pretty warm out there. In fact, make mine a cold, refreshing glass of water from Crystal Peak Water Company. You see, Crystal Peak Water uses a meticulous 6-step process for absolutely pure and noticeably better tasting water. For easy startup delivery service to your home or office, call 88 Water. That's 889-2837. Crystal Peak Water Company. Clearly better tasting water.
Hey, you know what's cool? Strutting into a downtown Las Vegas classic like you own the place. Hitting the casino for some gambling like it used to be. At the blackjack tables, on the slot machines, in the sports book, and in the poker room. Having a meal that make the chefs at some of the new frou-frou joints on the Strip question their own culinary credentials. Or hanging with your friends before catching the headliner in the showroom. And the whole time, getting treated with the kind of service that snatched the AAA 4-Diamond Award for 28 consecutive years. You locals know what I'm talking about. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. It's been the jewel of downtown since 1946, and yeah, that's cool. Golden Nugget Las Vegas. That's downtown Las Vegas. Come in, and like the boys with the 51s know, you better come to play. Get more at goldennugget.com.
Welcome back again, friends. We're here at Cashman Field, Peru 5 at the 4-4 game. 51s and Salt Lake Stingers. And friends, victims of Hurricane Katrina are trying to recover from the massive storm that is still making its way across the Mid-Atlantic states. American Red Cross volunteers have been deployed to the hardest hit areas of Katrina's destruction, supplying hundreds of thousands of victims left homeless with critical necessities. By making a financial gift to Hurricane 2005 relief, the Red Cross can provide shelter, food, counseling, and other assistance to those in need. If you'd like to make a monetary donation to the Red Cross Hurricane 2005 Relief Fund, please bring your donation to the information booth here at Cashman Field, located behind Section 8 on the concourse level. Checks can also be made payable to the Red Cross Hurricane 2005 Relief Fund. The pitch is a strike to Jeff Mathis, who's popped up back to the mound and flat out to right. He's 0 for 2. 4-4 game, top of the 6th. Eric Stoltz back even now, thanks to the Cody Ross home run. And the strike one pitch to Mathis with Luke Allen on deck. Breaking ball, grounded foul outside there. The count is 0-2. So, a left-hander gets up now in the Salt Lake bullpen. That is number 24, Clayton Andrews, who has pitched once in the series. He pitched in game 1. So 2 strikes now on Mathis. And Stoltz deals. Fastball grounded foul outside third again. Still 0-2. Two strikes on Mathis. Mathis has been pulling everything so far. Gutierrez flashing a sign out. And time is called, and Mathis steps away. 0-2. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Salt Lake. Las Vegas, 4 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. Wind blowing straight out. And Stoltz motioning for Gutierrez to go through some more signs. Now he's ready. And the 0-2 wind in the pitch. A high fly ball to center hit well. Jackson going back in the ball, moving back some more, reaching up and makes the catch in deep center field. 1 out. Mathis gave it a good ride. 1 gone for Luke Allen, who's lined out to second. And is also homer to right, opening up the 5th inning. Mets beat the Marlins 7-1. And Jay So is now 7-1 for the Mets. And A.J. Burnett took the loss. He's 12-9. Cliff Floyd a home run there. Cubs blank Pittsburgh 2-0. Williams the win with Dempster getting the save. A high fly down the right field line by Allen. Here comes Ross near the line, and the ball falls in for a base hit. Ball hit just a few feet into fair territory.
Hit it on the end of his bat.
And Allen hooks that one down the line for a single. 1 on, 1 out for Brandon Wood, who has tripled and laid on a bunt single. He is 2 for 2. Kip Wells took the loss, pitched well, but losing that one for the Pirates. And Garcia Parra homered. Final score: St. Louis beats Houston 4-1. Marquis his 11th win over Wandy Rodriguez. Berkman a home run there. Wood hits a high foul outside third. Nakamura drifting over. Nakamura on the warning track, and he makes a backhanded catch with just a few feet to spare.
That wind brought it back in a little.
Definitely helped him.
Just like behind home plate, that ball will go up and it'll come back toward the field.
Spin on it.
Same thing there.
2 outs with Allen at first base, and here's Buddy, who's looped out to short, and a good running play by Jose Flores, racing in the left center to make an over-the-shoulder grab, and he popped out to second in the 5th. Well, the Reds just rolled a 5 in the 12th inning. They lead the Braves now 8-3. Braves coming up in the bottom of the 12th for their last chance. There's a strike, 0-1 to Buddy. Ken Griffey Jr., Javier Valentin, and Jason LaRue have all homered for the Reds. Marcus Giles, a pair of home runs for the Braves in that game. 0-1 the count on Ryan Buddy. Allen off first base. And Stoltz looks there, kicks, comes home, and pitches up and away 1-1. San Diego got a run in the 8th inning. They're now tied with Milwaukee at 2 in Milwaukee. And the Padres are still batting with 2 on and 1 out.
That TV?
It is.
Quite a picture. He's having quite a year.
Yeah. 1 ball and 1 strike. Stoltz a glance at first base. And the pitch. It's way high, straightening up Gutierrez. 2 balls and a strike. 4-4 tie here in the top of the 6th inning. Rockies lead the Dodgers 4-2. And the Rockies are batting in the bottom of the 5th inning. Edwin Jackson has gone 4 1/3 so far. He's still in there. Throw to first base, and back in there's Luke Allen. And later on, it'll be the Giants and the Diamondbacks. Matt Cain versus Russ Ortiz. Giants are trying to sweep the Diamondbacks again. There's a 2-1 pitch. Stoltz throws to first base, and back in easily with Allen. He had a short lead. Angels got a home, but we were talking about Casey Kotzman before. He had a home run, his 7th, and the Angels lead Seattle in the 2nd inning by a score of 3-0. And he hit it off Jeff Harris. 2-1 stretch by Stoltz, and the pitch. Change up, line to left for a base hit. He got the pitch up, and Buddy hit it out there. Chen gets it, and will play it back in. Holding at second base is Allen. 2 on with 2 out, and the batter's Brian Specht. White Sox in the 6th leading Detroit 2-0. And here's another example. We talk about a player who maybe didn't do so well the first time up in the big leagues. and then came back and has done well. Paul Konerko, Dodger property, went to the Reds, bounced around, ended up with the White Sox.
Well, he's getting his full shot with the White Sox, and I'm happy to see that. I was still working for the Yankees and doing some scouting, and I'd get into L.A. quite a bit. When they brought him up, the Dodgers brought him up, they didn't play him at all. And that's happened to a few guys there.
Went to the Reds in the Jeff Shaw trade.
Yeah.
And then didn't get much of a shot, but he got some chance.
He didn't have a position, actually, or nobody thought he had a position. And first base was the ideal spot for him. He's doing a good job over there.
They wanted, because they had Karras at the time, Eric Karras, they wanted to make a third baseman out of Konerko when he was at AAA Albuquerque.
Right. Yeah.
And that was an experiment that didn't work well at all.
Well, you saw him. You were over at Albuquerque at the time, weren't you?
Yeah.
You saw him come up.
Right. And he was the PCL MVP in '97.
He's a good-looking ball player.
2-0 pitch, and it's high 3-0. But when he got his first real taste of the big leagues, didn't do terribly well. But now, today he hit his 33rd home run. I guess he's doing okay now. He got the hang of it.
And he's certainly been a big blessing to that ball club. With Thomas out of there.
Yep.
They open up that spot for him, and he's done well.
3-0 pitch. That's a strike at the knees. 3-1 to Specht, which flied out, hit into a forced play and scored. 4-4 game, top of the sixth. 3 balls and a strike to count to Specht. 2 on, 2 out. Stoltz trying to work his way through the sixth. He threw shutout ball through 4. 3-1 pitch. Change fouled over the press box. It's 3-2. So in a Konerko home run, it's 2-0 White Sox in the sixth over Detroit and Chicago. 8th inning, Minnesota 7, Cleveland 3. Travis Hafner a home run for the Indians in the Metrodome. 8th inning, Kansas City. Wow. Kansas City is taking out some frustrations today. They lead Texas 17-6 in the 8th inning. And home run derby there. We'll get to that in a minute. Here's a 3-2 pitch. The runners will take off. There they go. The pitch is a swing and a miss. Looked like a slider got him for strike 3. Specht is out, and Stoltz works in and out of 6th inning trouble. No runs, a pair of hits. No errors and 2 left. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, and the game is tied at 4.
In business today, color documents are reshaping how we communicate, internally and with prospects and customers. Now you can keep your company's color jobs in-house with amazingly affordable Kia Ceramita color copier printers from Advanced Imaging Solutions. Kia Ceramita Color. Scan, copy, print, and finish color documents for about the cost of black and white. Kia Ceramita color documents from Advanced Imaging Solutions produce better, more meaningful communication that achieves faster, more desirable results. Kia Ceramita Color, supported by Advanced Imaging Solutions, a local company with experienced color copier specialists who make Kia Ceramita Color work successfully with your network and your business. One company, Advanced Imaging Solutions, providing amazingly affordable Kia Ceramita digital color. See for yourself. Call 951-4AIS. Advanced Imaging Solutions. One company providing total document solutions.
Check out the locals' true favorite, the Silver Nugget Casino in beautiful North Las Vegas. Whether you're looking for hot gaming action, great dining, bowling, or you just want to shoot some pool over an ice cold one, we've got it all. This week in Touchdown Sports Lounge, 30-cent wings and dollar draft. Catch your favorite games on our 10-foot wide screen. We're on Las Vegas Boulevard, just north of Lake Mead. Stop by today and try the locals' true favorite, the Silver Nugget.
Welcome back, friends. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning, a 4-4 game here in Las Vegas. Along with Dick Williams, Russ Langer with you. The new pitcher is lefty Clayton Andrews for the Salt Lake Stingers, the top farm club of the Angels, the LA Angels of Anaheim. Evan Thomas gone after 5 innings, and he'll have no decision in this ball game. He allowed 4 runs. They were earned on 8 hits. He walked a pair. He struck out 3. He hit 1. And he will still have a 7-5 record when the season ends. And Clayton Andrews will face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters here. DJ Jackson, Gabriel Gutierrez, and Jose Flores. Clayton Andrews is 6 feet tall, 170, 27 years old, out of Largo, Florida. He's been with this team throughout the year. It's his 28th appearance. He's been in the rotation, but this is his 8th relief appearance. He's made 20 starts. He's 7-8, a 6.41 ERA. DJ Jackson is a fly ball foul to the right, slicing back out of play. Strike 1. Jackson has flied to left and singled in a run in the 4th inning. And the count to him is strike 1.
Andrews did not pitch yesterday. He did pitch in Game 1 in relief of Kelvin Escobar and went 2 scoreless innings and struck out Jackson, looking the only time he faced him. Then a Kansas City-Texas game. Mark Teixeira hit his 35th home run for the Rangers. A big, big year for him. Kevin Mensch is at his 24th.
You know, he went a long period of time before he hit one from the right side this year. I don't know how many he's hit from the right side since then, but he went for a long, after the All-Star break.
1-1 to DJ Jackson. He tried to hold up on a low breaking ball. He went way around. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Emil Brown hit his 12th for Kansas City. Angel Baroa, number 9. Aaron Guile hit his first after hitting 30 for the Omaha Royals this year. And making the postseason PCL All-Star team. 1-2 pitch. Jackson chases a pitch in the dirt and misses it for strike 3. So, Andrews fans Jackson. Jackson is 1 for 3. And the batter's Gabriel Gutierrez, who has singled twice. Gutierrez 2 for 2 in this game, and he's only 6 for 9 since coming up from the lower minors. So we'll see how he does here. If he gets a base hit, he'll be hitting a cool 700. And if he doesn't get a hit, his average will plummet to 600. Here's the pitch to him. Fastball low and outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Boston beat Baltimore. That's the final from Fenway, 5-1. David Wells, off of that suspension, got his 12th win over Rodrigo Lopez. John Olerud a home run. 2-0. We were talking earlier about what a help Olerud has been to the Red Sox.
Yes, he certainly has, defensively as well as offensively. And for some reason, Boomer Wells gets a lot of runs when he pitches.
There's a strike, 2-1.
He's amazing. I really like him. I just know him pretty well when he's with the Yankees. He even had a big fight with Steinbrenner.
And there's a strike, 2-2, and he and Bud Selig don't exactly exchange holiday pleasantries either.
He's going to let you know how he feels. Sometimes it isn't the right thing to do, I guess, but that's Boomer.
There's a breaking ball foul off to the right, back out of play toward the bleachers. 2-2 to Gutierrez. Tampa Bay blanked Toronto 1-0. Scott Kazmir, 7 innings to get the win. Baez finished it for his 33rd save. And mentioned in the National League, Washington beat the Phillies 6-1. And the Mets over the Marlins 7-1. Here's the 2-2 to Gutierrez. He grounds it foul toward the far end of the third base dugout. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 4-4 game. 6th inning action. Bottom half. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count on Gutierrez. Cubs blanked the Pirates 2-0, and St. Louis beat Houston 4-1.
I don't know if it's still the same, but Tampa Bay had the second best record in the American League since the All-Star break. That's amazing.
Yeah. Gutierrez trying to check his swing on a high pitch. They appeal. First base umpire A.J. Wendell said he went around. It was close, but he's out. 2 down. And so they finally get Gutierrez out. He's 2 for 3. Here's Flores, who had singled, sacrificed him, but hit by a pitch. Okay. Here's Flores. Clayton Andrews. Here's the pitch. Fastball's low, ball 1. 51's got 2 in the 4th to lead 2-0. And Salt Lake answered with 4 in the 5th to lead 4-2. And a Cody Ross home run tied it in the 5th. And that's where things are now. Evened up. Here's the 1-0. Flores takes the fastball up and away. It's 2-0. So the Rockies have put 3 deuces on the board. And now with the Dodgers batting in the 6th inning, Colorado 6 and the Dodgers 2. Flores takes it high. It's 3-0 with Delwyn Young on deck. So the Dodgers having a very rough series at Coors Field. This will be a 3-0 to Flores. And he takes it in for a strike. Edwin Jackson has gone 4 innings and has been charged with 4 of those runs. And take a look in a moment here and see if he's still in the game beyond this point. Here's a 3-1. And Flores lines it to left for a base hit. Jose Flores, 3 hits yesterday, and he's 2 for 2 in this game. Gorno gets it back in. That ball was a bullet to left field. And the batter's Delwyn Young. So Flores, he's making a career out of hitting in this series and in the homestand. And so here's Young, who lifted his hitting streak to 17 games with his first inning single, and he struck out and flat out since then. 9 hits for Las Vegas. And Young now will hit from the right side for the first time in the game. It's the southpaw Andrews. Throw to first base, and back in there is Jose Flores. Young waits. And Andrews is set. Here's the pitch. High flat on the right field side, slicing foul. And that will be well back out of play. 1 strike is the count. Oh, 1 on Delwyn Young, young man from Los Angeles. Has a look down at Mariano Duncan, who goes through some signs. Nick Theodoro coaching at first base at the moment. Flores at first base, 2 gone. In the bottom of the 6th inning, the game tied up at 4 apiece. Andrews, left arm hanging down, collects the sign from Mathis. And this will be an 0-1 pitch. Nope, the throw to first base, and easily back in there is Jose Flores. Andrews with the 2 innings 2 days ago. The only hit he gave up was a hit to this man, Delwyn Young, who nearly hit it out of the ballpark. He had a single off the right field wall. They're going to throw to first, and back in easily is Flores. And the only reason it wasn't an extra base hit was because of the arm of Luke Allen. 0-1 to Young.
Then he had to hit the ball good, too. It got out there quick.
Yeah. Strike 1 stretch. And off-speed pitches in low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Delwyn Young. In the series, Young is 5 out of 12. Jason Grabowski, the on-deck hitter. A ball and a strike to count. Clayton Andrews taking his time between pitches. He is Fan Jackson and Gutierrez. And then Flores in a 3-1 pitch whacked a single to left field, making him 5 for 6 in the series. 1-1 pitch. Young swings at a pitch in the dirt, and it gets away from Mathis and goes down to second base. Is Flores. That's a wild pitch getting Flores to second. The count is a ball and 2 strikes on Delwyn Young. Okay. Reset now with Andrews checking sides with Mathis. Young went for that pitch that bounced, and so now it's a 1-2 count. The look and the pitch. That one bounces again, and it's blocked this time by Mathis. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, he swung at the other pitch in the bounce, so figured he might throw that same pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Andrews.
That was a good block by Mathis. You know, I've noticed a lot of young, good catchers in the major leagues now and AAA, but the trio of Molinos or something.
Yeah. Pitches down and away, 3-2. Wonder what they got fed in that household. You got three guys with cannons for arms. Benji, Jose, and Yadier may be the best of them.
Yes, he is. They say he is. The other 2 aren't too shabby. But
yeah.
And I like the way Benji's been swinging the bat this year, too.
Payoff pitch to Young. The runner from second goes on a high chopper to short. Wood has to wait for it. Gloves throws to first base and gets Young. And the inning is over. Big chopper. And Wood makes the play 6-3 in the 51-6. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. Through 6, a 4-4 tie.
Do you play golf? Would you like to play 3 different courses all in one beautiful location and still have money left over to play again the next day? Then Golf Summerlin is the place for you. Come play Highland Falls, Palm Valley, and Eagle Crest. All 3 courses will keep you coming back for more. Golf Summerlin is also a great choice for your next tournament or group outing. For more information, call 254-7010. That's 254-7010. Golf Summerlin. 3 great courses, all open to the public, all very affordable.
Call 383-0383. Place your artisan classified as where you can buy and sell most anything through the artisan classified as. Well, now the TV has your clothes and stereo too. From antiques to sequence, the classifieds are here for you. Call 383-0383. Place your artisan classified as 0383. 383-0383. If you've got a or a book that you want to sell, or your needs repair, you like a or a book, or maybe a call 383-0383 to place your artisan classified as 0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383. 383-0383.
Welcome back again, friends. Yes, here we are at Cashman Field, top of the 7th inning in a 4-4 game, next to last game of the season for the 51s. It might be the next to last game of the season for Salt Lake. We don't know yet. They trail Tacoma by 1 game with 2 to play, counting this game. And Tacoma will play Sacramento later on. We'll figure out what goes on there. Along with Dick Williams, Russ Langer with you. Eric Stoltz will work the 7th inning now. Stoltz has pitched 7 innings since he came up from Double-A only once, and this is his 14th start. By sheer coincidence, that happened to be against Salt Lake back on July 24th in Salt Lake. So Stoltz, who has not won since he went 6 scoreless innings, a great performance here against Tucson on August the 15th. We'll go up against the top of the order now. Chris Prieto, Alberto Callaspo, and then Lou Merloni. One of the problems for Stoltz has been lack of run support. Since he came up, there have only been 2 occasions in all the starts he's made, a total of 3 occasions where they've given him more than 4 runs of support. And that's not a whole lot of runs.
No, it's not something like, well, it's not as bad as what happens to Roger Clemens.
Oh, well, what is? Prieto hits a fly ball to right center, hit pretty well. Ross in pursuit, along with Jackson at the wall. The ball hits the base of the wall and rolls back toward right center field. Prieto can run. He's on his way to third base, and he'll make it with a stand-up triple.
They're both converging on the ball in right center. It's over their heads, and it hits the base of the wall. But then it's scooted out. If it just takes its normal bounce, he only gets a double. It scooted away from both of them.
It did. It hit the base of the wall on the fly.
Yeah.
And if it hits the ground first, a whole different story.
Right.
So that's what helped Prieto there, and he gets a triple, so he's been a major problem for the 51s. A couple of walks, an infield hit, and a run scored. Now a leadoff triple in the 7th inning in a tie game. So each team has 9 hits. Pat Mahomes gets up in the Las Vegas bullpen. The 51s have no choice. They have to pull the infield in, and Roger McDowell will go out and visit with Stoltz. The batter is Alberto Callaspo, who's grounded into a 4-3 double play, grounded into a 5-4-3 double play, then walked and scored on Merloni's big 3-run double with 2 outs in the 5th inning, which was a key hit in this ball game. And the meeting includes everybody in the infield except for Nakamura, who would need his interpreter. He's going to go out there. So, Prieto's at third base. And by the way, for Chris Prieto, who's just having, quietly having a very good year. That's his 12th triple.
That's quite a few.
That is. Nick Gorneau has 11. But Prieto, here he is. He's pushing 320 with his average now. 3 home runs, 12 triples, and 26 steals. And he scored 70 runs.
That's pretty good for a leadoff man.
And a guy who can play center field extremely well. So, once again, Prieto hoping that somewhere along the line somebody will notice. Now McDowell goes back to the first base dugout, and with Prieto at third and nobody out, the 51's with the infield in against Callaspo. Switch hitter batting from the right side. Myro and Young in close on the right side of the infield. Flores and Nakamura in tight on the left side. And Stoltz delivers. Fastball, that's a strike just above the knees, down the middle of the plate. 0-1 the count. One strike on Callaspo. Merloni waits on deck. Stoltz gets at the strike 1 pitch. Fastball, a high drive to deep left. Going back is Chen. Chen on his horse. Chen at the track at the fence. And that one is going to be a home run for Alberto Callaspo over the Cox Communication side. On an 0-1 pitch, Callaspo goes deep to left field. That's his first of the year in 205 at-bats. Number 1 for Callaspo, the triple by Prieto, the home run by Callaspo, and Salt Lake now leads 6-4, and Jerry Royce will come out and get Eric Stoltz, and Pat Mahomes will be summoned from the bullpen. They break in the action at Pitching Change, which is sponsored by Red Rock Mechanical. For all your heating and air conditioning needs, give Red Rock Mechanical a call at 853-7135. Back with more right after this.
Getting tired of the same old kind of sports bar with the same old food, tired atmosphere, and lackluster service?
Hey, you'll get your beer. Just wait in line.
Well, if you're into the sports bar scene but are ready for a refreshing change from the same old, then the place for you is Carmine's Little Italy Instant Replay. What makes Carmine's Little Italy Instant Replay different? For starters, they feature a full Italian menu at reasonable prices with outstanding authentic Italian entrees and daily specials like penne scallops on Mondays and delicious stuffed salmon on Tuesdays.
On Wednesdays, you can enjoy a fabulous 14-ounce ribeye grilled to your liking. And on Fridays, Carmine's Little Italy Instant Replay proudly serves a wonderful osso buco. Now, how many sports bars can do that? So the next time you want to kick back and enjoy the game with great food, head over to either one of Carmine's 2 locations. On the west side at 2940 South Durango off of Edna, and in Henderson on Mark Street near Warm Springs. Carmine's Little Italy Instant Replay, the sports bar with a touch of class.
We have automobile insurance with American Family.
Our home is insured with American Family Insurance.
People like American Family Insurance for all kinds of reasons, including discounts on auto and homeowners insurance.
I've had my auto insurance with American Family for 19 years.
I recommend them any day.
Call today and find out how much you could save with American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof.
American Family Insurance.
See the yellow pages for the American Family agent nearest you and call today or visit us at amfam.com.
Hello again, my friends. We're here at Cashman Field, and we're in the top of the 7th inning. Salt Lake with a 6-4 lead over the Las Vegas 51s. And now Pat Mahomes, we're leaving starter Eric Stoltz, who goes 6 innings plus, and is charged with 6 runs earned on 10 hits. He walked 3, struck out 1, and Mahomes facing Lou Merloni. Fastball's a strike, 0-1. Pat Mahomes is in his 40th game. He's made 15 starts. Been in the bullpen for the second half of the year. He's 9-9 with a 5.33 ERA. The 0-1 pitch. Merloni hits a drive on the right field side, slicing foul, and back in the corner, 0-2. Merloni had a big 3-run double with 2 outs in the 5th inning, one of the key hits in the game to help turn the game around for Salt Lake. Nick Gorno waits on deck. Mahomes, 35-year-old righty, nods yes to Gutierrez. 0-2 pitch coming. Fastball on the outside corner, strike 3 looking. Good pitch. 1 out, and the batter is Nick Gorno. Gorno has struck out, grounded out to second, grounded out to short. Talking with Mahomes before the game, Dick, and he said, I like the idea of winning 10 games as much as I can every year. So I need to get it. We'll win the last 2 games. He's got 9 wins. So the 51s are down by 2, but when Mahomes in the game, he at least has the opportunity. There's a ground to the third baseline, and Nakamura can't get it. It's beyond his reach, and Chen goes to the corner to get it. On his way to second base is Gorno with a 1-out double, which is his 6th hit of the series, and his first hit on the day. Jeff Mathis will come up now. Ball pulled just beyond the reach of Nakamura. And here's Mathis, who's 0 for 3. He's popped out back to the mound, flied out to right, and also flied out to deep center field. So he's 0 for 3. So Gorno at second base, 1 gone. And here's Mathis. Holmes is off the rubber. Holmes pitched in game 1 in relief of Harold Eckert with an inning and a third. And a lot of run earned on a hit. And the one time he faced Mathis, he walked him. The pitch is ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. So that hit for Gorno, the 11th hit for Salt Lake. They lead by a score of 6-4. And the 1-0 pitch from Pat Mahomes. Now he steps off again and makes sure Gorno hangs close to second. Gorno has good speed. Breeze still blowing out as Mahomes is now waiting for Mathis, who was waiting for Mahomes, and vice versa. 1 ball and no strikes. Luke Allen is on deck. Gorno leads away from second. Mahomes gets set, and the pitch, fastball in low. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Mahomes has set again. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Mathis. High fly ball to left field, hit well. Jan Chen going way back on this one. Way back, and gone. Jeff Mathis hits another home run. That's his 4th of this series. And there's still another game to go. It is now 8-4 Salt Lake. For Mathis, his 21st of the year. He's pulling a Gene Tennis in this series, Mr. Williams.
Yes, he is.
And he's also a catcher. So a 2-run home run there. So a 2-run home run by Cayaspo off of Stoltz. Now a 2-run home run by Mathis with Gorno aboard. And there's a ground ball to first base. That's picked up by Myro, who'll go to the bag himself. And Luke Allen is out on that ground out. And he's now 2 for 4 with a home run after that ground out. And the batter's a shortstop, Brandon Wood. 8-4 Salt Lake. 2 outs. And here's Wood, who has tripled, laid on a bunt single, and fouled out to third. He's 2 for 3. And Mahomes delivering the pitch. Fastball, that's high ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0. Mahomes coming back. Here comes the 1-0. Fastball, a high fly ball to center. Jackson going back on the ball. Now he turns and looks up, and he makes the squeeze on a deep fly ball, and the inning is over. In the 7th inning, though, the Salt Lake Stingers break the 4-4 tie. They get 4 runs on 4 hits, all extra base hits. And no errors, they leave no one. And we're now in the stretch half of the 7th inning here at Cashman Field. And the score at the end of 6.5 innings of play from Cashman, the score, Salt Lake 8 and the Las Vegas 51s 4.
You probably don't know me.
I make sure your milk stays cold and your dinner stays hot.
I work during record-breaking heat waves and lightning storms to replace a downed power line.
I take your calls 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
I find new sources of power that are better for the environment.
I create programs to reduce costs for small businesses.
I provide low-income families with energy assistance.
I show homeowners simple ways to keep energy costs down.
When I listen, I understand.
My name is Lucy Lopez.
My name is Bob Balzar.
I'm Mario Gomez.
I'm Bill McKendry.
My name is Lisa Bartlett. I am one of the 1,800 employees of Nevada Power, and we are customers too.
Advertisement not paid by customers of Nevada Power.
Fox Sports Radio 1460.
I will pretend for the moment that you meant that in a nice way.
KUNO Las Vegas.
American Family followed us everywhere.
Wherever they moved, Brad and Kim Tyler liked the security of having American Family Auto Insurance.
All I had to do was call my agent, and immediately they follow up on it.
They're very responsive.
They take care of us.
Call today for a free, no-obligation auto quote. American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof.
American Family Insurance.
See the yellow pages for the American Family agent nearest you and call today or visit us at amfam.com.
Welcome back again, friends. We're here at Cashman Field, stretch half of the 7th, and the Stingers have had 2 4-run innings, and they lead 8-4. 51s have had 2 2-run innings, and Clayton Andrews will face the 3, 4, and 5 51s. Jason Grabowski hits a high foul outside third toward the dugout. Here comes Speck, the third baseman, and the catcher Mathis. Mathis makes the catch right near the on-deck circle. 1 out. Wow. Almost way up there.
Yes, it was.
So Grabowski's 0 for 4. He's fouled out twice now. And the batter's Myro, who has walked twice, flied out, and scored. He's 0 for 1.
That's a great play by the catcher. He had to cover a lot of ground to get over there, and that ball was really high. Anytime you can get a infielder, third baseman or first baseman, whichever side it's on, to call him off, it's a better play, but he hung with it.
0-1 is the count. The pitch to Myro. He takes it low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, they're underway now. The game started after this game started, but they're underway now in Tacoma. And in the bottom of the 2nd, Tacoma leads Sacramento 2-0. Myro hits a mile-high foul ball outside first. Buddy fighting the sun, but he's going to watch that one go back in the seats. Look out over there. Ball takes a very high hop and ends up in the seats right behind the first base dugout. Nice play up there. There you go. And a kid in the Yankee cap got it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Myro, ex-Yankee property. How fitting. 1 ball and 2 strikes is Andrews, who worked a scoreless 6th in relief of Evan Thomas. And Andrews has a chance to get a win for himself here. 1-1-2 pitch. Myro hits a ground ball foul outside first. Into the dugout it goes. Hello. 1 ball and 2 strikes. All right. And we reset now. Cody Ross waits on deck. 1-2 pitch coming. And a curveball foul back. Myro, a big uppercut that time. And the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. 8 runs, 12 hits, no errors for Salt Lake. Las Vegas, 4 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error. Salt Lake, solo home run by Luke Allen in the 5th. 2-run home run by Alberto Callaspo in the 7th. And a 2-run home run by Jeff Mathis also in the 7th. Fastball's up and away, 2-2. Cody Ross, a home run in the 5th inning with 1 on for Las Vegas, which at the time tied it. But now the 51s trail by 4. 2-2 to Myro. And the pitch. Fastball up and away. It is 3-2. General Motors Trivia. And the question for today will be coming up right after this 3-2 pitch to Brian Myro as Clayton Andrews delivers. Breaking ball, high ball 4. So he got ahead of Myro and walked him anyway. Myro's walked 3 times now. And here's Cody Ross, who has hit into a force play, popped out, and a long 2-run home run to left off Evan Thomas that tied the game in the 5th inning. General Motors Trivia for today, who were the last 3 Triple Crown winners in the Major Leagues. The last 3 guys in the Major League to win the Triple Crown.
I can name 2 of them right now.
Okay, here's Cody Ross. He takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Carl Yastrzemski and Frank Robinson.
Okay, Yaz was kind of a gimme for you since you managed him that year.
Yeah, and the year before, Frank Robinson.
Right. He won 66 for Baltimore. His first year with the Orioles after spending time with the Reds. Myro goes on a high drive down the right field line. Luke Allen approaching the line into foul territory, reaches up and makes the catch and fires back to first base over the head of Buddy, backed up by the pitcher Clayton Andrews. Luke Allen, what an arm. He just reached out and kind of flicked that ball, and it went sailing over first base from right field foul territory. So 2 outs. Myro back at first, and the batter is Chen. It's true. 1967, Carl Yastrzemski won the Triple Crown. And I guess back then, some people were thinking, so what? I mean, people, they'd won it back-to-back years. They didn't realize how hard that really was. Chen fouled it back, strike 1, 0-1. Chen 1 for 3 with a single and run scored because Frank Robinson had won it the previous year with the Orioles when they won the World Championship.
Now, is it possible that the winner before that was also Frank Robinson?
No, he was with the Reds, did not win the Triple Crown. There's the 0-1 pitch. Don't go to first base, and Myro back in.
I got 2.
You got 2, and
it has to be before Medwick did his in 35.
Medwick was the last National League guy in 37. And with
37, okay.
Yeah, but there was another guy who got it in the American League. The pitch is low. 1 ball and 1 strike to count.
In the American League.
In the 50s.
In the 50s.
1 ball and 1 strike to count to Chen. Clayton Andrews with 2 outs and 1 on in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Salt Lake leading 8-4.
Left-handed hitter?
Sometimes.
Oh, the switch hitter, man. That'll be Mantle.
It was. There you go. See, you gave yourself a clue.
Yeah.
Mickey Mantle in 1956.
Well, you gave me the clue when you said switch hitter. Sometimes.
2 balls and a strike.
I'll be a son of a gun.
Yeah, what a year he had in 56. Maybe his best year. Pitch is high. Did he try to swing? He did. It says the home plate umpire, Cameron Keller. So it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count now on Shin-Feng Chen. Mantle had won the Triple Crown in 56, but in 61, when he and Maris, the M&M guys, were going after Ruth's single-season record, he had a great year then, too. Breaking ball just missed, maybe a little high, 3-2 to count to Chen. But Mantle was hurt late in the year.
I was going to say,
he stuck on 54 home runs.
Yeah. That's tough to be stuck on 54.
3-2. Meyer will be off and running with a pitch, and so they're not holding him on. There he goes, and the pitch is a drive to deep right, but going toward the line is Allen to reach up and make the catch, and that finishes the inning. 51s are finished in the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. And at the end of 7, Salt Lake 8, 51s 4.
In a bleak future, controlled by a massive corporation, one man will rise. One man who's willing to rock. We Will Rock You, the London smash hit musical from Queen and Ben Elton. Join our duo and his band of bohemians on their wild journey to save rock and roll. We Will Rock You. Now at Paris, Las Vegas. Tickets start at $45. Call 877-ROCK-SHOW, Ticketmaster, or visit ParisLasVegas.com.
Have you ever seen the world from behind the wheel of an RV? Have you ever roasted marshmallows over an open fire and told spooky tales? Have you ever just wanted to grab the kids and go with ease? Well, now's your chance. Come down to DKRV today and check out our large selection of motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, and toy haulers. New, pre-owned, gas or diesel, we have it all. DKRV, 3675 Boulder Highway, just south of Sahara, DKRV.
Check out the locals' true favorite, the Silver Nugget Casino in beautiful North Las Vegas. Whether you're looking for hot gaming action, great dining, bowling, or you just want to shoot some pool over an ice cold one, we've got it all. This week in Touchdown Sports Lounge, 30-cent wings and dollar draft. Catch your favorite games on our 10-foot wide screen here on Las Vegas Boulevard, just north of Lake Mead. Stop by today and try the locals' true favorite, the Silver Nugget.
Welcome back, friends. We're here at Castroville, top of the 8th inning, 8-4 Salt Lake leading at Pat Mahomes, facing Ryan Buddy, Brian Specht, and then Chris Prieto. Pat Mahomes winds and delivers. Breaking ball. It's ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Buddy has looped out to the shortstop Flores, popped out to second and single to left. He is 1 for 3. Along with Dick Williams, Russ Langer with you here. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that fastball's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. We're talking about the last 3 Triple Crown winners, and Yastrzemski 67, Frank Robinson 66. Robinson with the Reds until the winter of 65. Here's the pitch, and it's outside and low. The December of 65 got traded over. Rather lopsided trade.
Yes.
Milt Pappas, I believe, was involved. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Buddy. And he fouls it off to the right back out of play.
But Milt was a pretty good pitcher. He won 100 ball games in both leagues, I think. Both he and Bumming. I'm not positive, but they're awful close to it. And he was pitched every 4th day, where Frank is playing every day and setting records.
There's a foul ball by 2-2.
Frank was the MVP in both leagues.
Mm-hmm. Right. 2-2 to count to Buddy. And, they wanted to trade him, the Reds. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And Buddy fouls that fastball back. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. 89 miles an hour on the scoreboard, says that. On that fastball by Mahomes. A righty's up now, by the way, also in the Salt Lake pen. It's Scott Dunn, who hasn't pitched in the series yet. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 8th, 8-4. Salt Lake leading. And Mahomes with a sign from Gutierrez. The 2-2 pitch to Ryan Buddy. He hits a high foul outside third. And Nakamura races over there, but it's back in the seats. 2-2. And Mr. DeWitt traded Frank Robinson. Described him at the time as an old 30. Sounds a little like what happened with Roger Clemens.
I was going to say, yeah. Well, there were some other factions there that whether they were... Go ahead.
Drive to deep left. Chen has a play, though, and he reaches up, makes the catch on the warning track. But he gave that one a pretty good ride, but he's 1 for 4. 1 out for Brian Specht, the third baseman, who is 0 for 3 with a run scored.
Whether they were justified or not, I mean, he ran into trouble with the citizens of Cincinnati. They got him on a gun charge, Frank. And so maybe it was a combination of things that forced him to move. An old 30, I tell you, he put up some great numbers in the American League.
This is a strike to Specht, 0-1. I mean, when he went to Baltimore, right away he led them to the 66 championship over the Dodgers. Here's the 0-1. And a pitch, he checked his swing on a high pitch, 1-1. Then the Orioles won pennants in 69, 70, and 71 with Robinson in right field.
Ed McNally started that one game at Chavez Ravine, Dodger Stadium, and couldn't get anybody out in the first inning. That's when Grabowski came in, and that was the very first game, and that set the whole pattern for the World Series.
Pitch a strike to Specht, making it 1-2. Mahomes comes back with a low fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Dodgers only got 2 runs in the entire series in 66. Length by Jim Palmer, still the youngest player ever to throw a shutout. And Wally Bunker threw one of those. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Curveball on the outside corner. Strike 3 call. Satch Mahomes with a big overhand curveball. And with 2 outs, that's Mahomes' second strikeout, I beg your pardon. The batter's Prieto, who's had a perfect day. 2 walks, a single and a triple, and 2 runs scored. Top of the 8th, 8-4. Salt Lake leading it. And in 72, Robinson left, went to the Dodgers, and they thought Merv Retmund would fill in well enough as an everyday guy, but then the Orioles became a different team after that. And Earl Weaver always said, gee, if the DH had come in 1 year sooner, 72 instead of 73, would have held on to Frank. The pitch is a pop-up in the middle of the infield. Myro and Nakamura and Flores, and it's going to be the first baseman Myro making the catch between second base and the mound. And the inning is over. 1-2-3 go the Stingers in the eighth. To the bottom of the eighth inning, 8-4 Salt Lake.
Check out the locals' true favorite, the Silver Nugget Casino in beautiful North Las Vegas. Whether you're looking for hot gaming action, great dining, bowling, or you just want to shoot some pool over an ice cold one, we've got it all. This week in Touchdown Sports Lounge, 30-10 wings and dollar draft. Catch your favorite games on our 10-foot wide screen here on Las Vegas Boulevard, just north of Lake Mead. Stop by today and try the locals' true favorite, the Silver Nugget.
What does a good time taste like? Twist open an ice-cold Budweiser and let it out. Bright, crisp, clean, pure. The signature taste of the king of beers. This is Budweiser. This is beer. Budweiser beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back, friends. We're here at Cashman Field, bottom of the eighth inning, an 8-4 lead for Salt Lake. As Salt Lake in the 51s playing game 3 of the 4-game series, and the Stingers bring in righty Scott Dunn to relieve lefty Clayton Andrews. Andrews is finished after 2 innings of work, and he allowed no runs on a hit. He walked 1 and struck out 2. And Scott Dunn, a 6'3" righty, 27 years old, 218 pounds, out of San Antonio. He had he won 10 games for Salt Lake last season, and Dunn this year is 5-7 with a 3.9 ERA. It's his 47th game. He's made 6 spot starts. And he'll face Norihiro Nakamura, DJ Jackson, and then Gabriel Gutierrez. So you managed against Frank Robinson when he was a player. He was at Baltimore. You were with the Red Sox. Then he wound up playing for you when you managed the Angels in '74.
That's right.
Nakamura has a single in 3 at-bats and a run scored. Now, what was the story between, we're talking about this because we're talking about 2 Hall of Famers now, Don Drysdale and Frank Robinson.
Well, Frank stood right on top of the plate. He had no fear of anyone.
Nakamura takes a strike on 1.
And he hit Drysdale pretty good. And Drysdale hit him pretty good, too. He either got a base hit or he got drilled. But he didn't flinch. He didn't fall away from there.
Bill, 1 pitch is low on a fastball, 1-1.
And they both certainly respected each other. And there was a little story, like Drysdale married Ann, and who was quite a basketball player. And they had 3 children. Well, go ahead.
Ground ball is short. Right there's Wood. He zeroes in on Buddy and throws out Nakamura. 1 down.
And he used to kid Drysdale about, feeling an older guy and having a young child. He said it didn't happen because Drysdale passed away at an early age, at a fairly early age. But he says, I can just see in about 20 years that child will be pushing you down instead of you pushing the child in a baby stroller. Is going to be pushing you down the street. They used to kid back and forth, and they respected each other totally.
Breaking ball is a strike to DJ Jackson, who was flat out, singled in a run and struck out. He's 1 for 3. And Scott Dunn, his first appearance in this series. Here's the 0-1 to DJ Jackson. Fastball, that's low. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. Mike New versus Jake Woods tomorrow. That'll wrap things up for 2005. Your last chance to see the 51s tomorrow is Labor Day. 12:05 start. Here's the 1-1 to Jackson. He swings and misses at a fastball. Dunn just challenging him right there, 92 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dunn was White Sox property, got traded from the White Sox with lefty Gary Glover and lefty Tim Bittner in exchange for left-handed pitcher Scott Schoenweiss and righty Doug Nickel. Chopper toward third, charged by Speck. He's got it, throws to first, and gets Jackson by a step. 2 down, and the batter's Gabriel Gutierrez. Jackson 1 for 4, hustling up the line, thrown out. And here's Gutierrez, who has singled twice and struck out, 2 for 3 with an RBI. Gutierrez 6 for 10 since he came up from the lower minors. So Salt Lake trying to put a little more pressure on the Tacoma Rainiers. They trail Tacoma by 1 game with 2 to play, counting this one, the pitch. And Gutierrez chops it foul behind the plate, strike 1, 0-1. 51 split with Tacoma while Salt Lake was sweeping Colorado Springs. And that enabled Salt Lake to gain a couple of games and make it closer. And now they're down by 1 with 2 to go. Here's the 0-1 to Gutierrez. Fastball, foul back, 0-2 to count. Strike 2 on Gutierrez with Jose Flores on deck. Dodgers got 4 in the 7th inning, and they have tied the Rockies now 6-6 in the 7th. Jeff Kent is 25th home run. So Edwin Jackson will have no decision. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Gutierrez. He takes a breaking ball low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Matt Holliday, homer for the Rockies in that ball game. We'll have all the scores in the post-game show. Angels lead the Mariners in the 4th inning 5-0 now. Vladimir Guerrero his 28th home run, and Casey Kotzman his 7th. And Gutierrez fouls it back, and he's hanging tough with a 1-2 count.
It's good to see Guerrero get back on the swing of things. He went quite a while before he hit his 300. I guess a couple of weeks, and that's a long time for a guy like him. I love watching him. There's no such thing as a strike zone. He's ripping. If it's on the ground or it's up over his eyes.
1-2 to Gutierrez. He takes it just inside. Close. 2 balls and 2 strikes. By the way, Edwin Jackson went 5 innings in that game. He allowed 6 runs, and the runs were all earned on 7 hits. He walked 2, struck out 3, threw 96 pitches, 53 strikes. Steve Small pitched a hitless 6th inning. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball up and in. It's now 3-2 to Gutierrez, who to this point is having a pretty good at-bat up there. Rockies have used 4 pitchers. The latest, David Cortez, a righty who was at Colorado Springs earlier this year. 3-2 to count. Dunn gets set. Mathis sets up. Payoff pitch. Fastball foul back right over our heads up here. 3-2 it stays.
Doesn't look like it's going to come in here. That screen's up a little higher.
It is. All year. I haven't had one.
I didn't even flinch on that, and I saw that thing coming. Where's that coming in here?
And it stays the full count to Gutierrez. Jose Flores waits on deck. Scott Dunn trying to put the finishing touches on the 8th inning, but Gutierrez waiting, and he hits another foul ball right back out of play, and so this at bat getting into double digits now as far as pitches go. 3-2. Rockies have so far 7 hits in that game, 3 by Sullivan, the center fielder. Dodgers have 10 hits. Here's another 3-2 pitch to Gutierrez. And he fouls another one back. It's becoming a marathon. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jose Cruz Jr. and Jeff Kent with 2 hits each, and Kent with 4 RBIs. Cruz with 2 RBIs. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. Dunn with a new ball. And he checks his catcher Mathis, and there's a chopper back over down towards second base, backhanded by Callasco, who throws on a bounce to Buddy, who grabs it on one hop, and that finishes the inning. So a tremendous at bat is capped off by a ground ball up the middle, and Callasco makes a nice play. Buddy makes a nice dig. 3 ground balls off for Dunn, the pitcher, and the 51s are gone in the 8th inning. We go to the 9th inning. Salt Lake 8, Las Vegas 4.
Yeah, this is Willie's American Saloon down around the corner of Sahara and Paradise. We got all sorts of hamburgers, hot dogs, we got all sorts of fun stuff. We got the package going for baseball, and of course we're big supporters of the 51. So come on down to Willie's American Saloon on the corner of Sahara and Paradise. Yeah, down here at Willie's American Saloon, everybody feels welcome at home. We got home-style cooking, fresh soup and quiche of the day, and salad. Great food here at Willie's American Saloon on the corner of Sahara and Paradise, where everybody's always welcome, and the 51s are our home team.
The Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf are proud sponsors of the Las Vegas 51s baseball. The Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf are the originators of the original ice blended drinks, and they've got some great new flavors for these hot summer months. Along with original flavors like Mocha Ice Blended or the Sunrise Ice Blended, they're now featuring the Banana Caramel Ice Blended, the Belgian Waffle Ice Blended, and the Strawberry Cream Tea Latte Ice Blended. Now, if tea is your thing, you should definitely come check out the large selection of teas. They've got some great new iced tea flavors like Sulawesi, Fruit Paradise, and Lavender Mint. The Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf also has the best coffee and espresso drinks in town, as well as a fantastic selection of fresh baked goods. They are kosher. In just 3 years in the Las Vegas Valley, the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf have received several awards, including Best Coffee by Las Vegas Review-Journal, Las Vegas Weekly, and the Rebel Yell newspapers. There are also 12 locations throughout the valley, and more coming soon.
Welcome back, friends. We're here at Cashmanville along with Dick Williams, Russ Langer with you. Top of the ninth inning, Salt Lake leading 8-4 to try to make it 3 straight over the 51s. And Salt Lake, well, they're finishing strong. They've got a 7-game win streak on the line here. They lead 8-4. Top of the ninth inning, Pat Mahomes facing the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Alberto Callaspo, Lou Merloni, and Nick Gorneau. 51's bullpen getting a thorough workout on this homestand. The pitch to Callaspo, and it's a low ball 1. Callaspo has started off quietly, grounding into a double play in his first 2 at-bats, and walking and scoring in the 5th, and in a 2-run home in the 7th. And that was it at that point for Eric Stoltz. Line drive, base hit in the right field. And Callaspo is finishing strong. He's 2 for 4. The batter, Lou Merloni. Giants lead the Diamondbacks 1-0 in the 3rd now by the youngster Matt Cain. Milwaukee got a run at the bottom of the 9th inning, and they beat San Diego 3-2. So San Diego back to 500. Derek Turnbow got the win over Otska. And so Merloni up now. He's 2 for 4 with a single and a big 3-run double in this game. Fastball's low, ball 1, 1-0. Kansas City, this is the final now, 17-8 over Texas. Nunez the winner over Valquez. And here's the 1-0 look now by the righty Pat Mahomes. Fastball low and outside, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Gerald Laird homered for Texas late in that game. He was an all-star for the PCL. In fact, homered in the PCL all-star game against the International League. Catcher from Oklahoma. Here's the pitch. A high drive to center, and moving to his right is Jackson. He reaches up and makes a one-handed catch, fires it back in. Callaspo retreats to first base, and there's 1 out. Well-hit ball. And Nick Gorneau comes up.
DJ gets a good jump on the ball. His actions out in outfield on defense look real well.
And with 1 on and 1 out, here's Gorneau, who has struck out, grounded out twice, and he doubled inside third against Mahomes in the 7th inning. And then Mathis homered after that. So 3 hits off Mahomes, 13 for the Stingers in the game. The pitch. And there's a strike on the outside part of the plate. It's 0-1. And the other final just in, Minnesota beat Cleveland 7-5. Jesse Crain, his 10th win in relief over Westbrook, who's 13-14 now. Joe Nathan, his 35th save. Mahomes fires to first base, and Callaspo dives back in safely. Then Broussard and Travis Hafner homered in that ball game.
Cleveland's right in the thick of things as far as the wild card goes, and that hurts them quite a bit, losing that ball game. Minnesota's in that thing, too. They're 5 games back, at least they were.
Yeah. Go to first, and once again, Callaspo back in there. Again, the ESPN game will be the Yankees and Oakland. It's always a good matchup. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And Mahomes delivers. Fastball a little low, perhaps, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Barry Zito looks to win his first home start in more than a month in that ball game later on. Zito had won 5 straight starts at home from the end of June through the end of July, but he's gone winless in his last 3 outings in Oakland. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Nick Gorneau. The pitch. That's outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Pitched well in his last home start against Kansas City. And 7 innings and allowed 2 runs but took the loss. That's when Kansas City broke their 19-game losing streak. Happened to do it against Zito. 2-1 pitch outside of Gorneau, 3-1.
And the Yankees have the right-hander they got from Colorado going.
Chacon.
That's something. The makeshift starters, Chacon,
Aaron Small.
And Small, that's amazing.
Pitches the swinging master. Yes. Small used to pitch for Salt Lake at one time. He was in Edmonton also. He's been all over the place. Talking about a journeyman. And
but he's 6-0.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Do anything they want. He's just happy to be there, and he's been one of the big catalysts for that ball club.
3-2 pitch with Cayasco going. It's very high for ball 4. So 2 on with 1 out. And the batter, Jeff Mathis. It is 8-4 Salt Lake with 1 out and 2 on in the top of the 9th inning. Mathis has popped out, flied out twice, and hit a 2-run home run off Mahomes in the 7th.
Yeah, Chacon and Small, if they didn't have them, I mean, they'd be in a dire need for some of their starters to get going.
Mathis swings and fouls one, and that will roll back to the backstop. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. Well, it's been a couple of blowouts in that series so far. 7-0 Yankees, 12-0 Oakland. First time. And Zito's only start against the Yankees this year came way back in early May at Yankee Stadium. He did not get a decision, but he pitched well, 7 in the 3rd innings. Now, Chacon is 3-2 with an ERA just over 3, and this will be his 8th start for the Yankees later on. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Jeff Mathis. And that fastball catches the outside corner, and it's a strike. 0-2 to count. Chacon had been sailing along. Finally, on Tuesday, he had his worst outing since joining the Yankees, which was at the end of July. But despite that, he's been a very welcome addition to that rotation. There's a drive to right. Ross backing up, reaches up and makes a one-handed grab, spins and fires it back in. The runners will hold. Cayasco at second, Gorneau at first base. Deep drive to right, hauled in by Cody Ross. 2 outs for Luke Allen, who's 2 for 4. And Chacon had allowed 3 earned runs or fewer in each of his first 7 starts for the Yankees before that game against Seattle on Tuesday.
Well, that's the only bad game he's had. He's coming in a lot of ball games. You can only go so long though with Gordon and then Rivera. You can't do it every day.
Right. Pitches high to Allen, who's lined out, homered, singled, and grounded out. 2 for 4 with an RBI. 8-4 Salt Lake here. 2 on 2 out in the top of the 9th inning. And Mahomes with the 1-0 pitch to Luke Allen. Fastball foul straight back. Now ball and a strike. Amazing. The Yankees are able to piecemeal what they've been able to do with all of the injuries. Carl Pavano and Mike Messina's been out, and Kevin Brown finished, and Jarrett Wright in and out. And then they had the fellow from Taiwan, Ching-Ming Wong, who was pitching very well for a while, and then shoulder trouble for him. 1 ball and 1 strike, and the pitch is a ground ball to the right side, knocked down by Morrow, who picks it up and underhands to Mahomes at the bag. That will complete the inning. It goes 3-1. No runs on a hit, no errors, and a couple of men left. We now go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Salt Lake 8, 51's 4.
If music was black and white, what would it sound like? But add a little color to it and... you can hear and see the difference. Now let's apply this to, say, advertising. Classified advertising. What does your ad sound like? This? Or this? See, adding a little color can make your RJ Sun classified ad really sing out. For just a little more, we'll add some real color to your ad. You will see and hear the difference. Call 383-0383. Expect more, get more out of your classified ad.
Call 383-0383. Get your RJ Sun classified ad. 383-0383.
It's really personalized service, and we like that.
The Barnes family has their home insured with American Family.
I really enjoy our agent. He was able to bring different options to us and actually address our needs.
It was in terms we can understand.
Call today for a free, no-obligation homeowner's quote. American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof.
American Family Insurance.
See the yellow pages for the American Family agent nearest you and call today or visit us at amfam.com.
Welcome back again, my friends. We're here at Cashman Field, bottom of the 9th inning. It's an 8-4 Salt Lake lead. Stingers Some teams stumble to the finish line. The Stingers are flying to the finish line. The question is, will it be enough? They are 3 outs away from their 8th straight win, but they still trail Tacoma by 1 game. And if Tacoma wins their game against Sacramento, that will be it. It won't matter because a tie goes to the Tacoma Rainiers by virtue of the fact that they won. I believe it was 11 of 16 against Salt Lake this year. And that's how that one works out. So Scott Dunn worked a 1-2-3-8. They'll try to wrap it up. Clayton Andrews, the first reliever out of the Salt Lake pen in this game, is the pitcher of record. Evan Thomas went 5 innings. The starter will get no decision. And it's the top of the order. Flores, Young, and Jason Grabowski in the bottom of the 9th inning. 8-4 Salt Lake. Here's the pitch. And Flores takes a fast strike, 0-1. Flores having a good day and a very good series. Today he's 2 for 2. Also hit by a pitch. Laid down a sacrifice. He is 5 for 6 in the series, hitting .334. The pitch is a called strike at the knees. It's 0-2. So Flores takes 2 quick strikes. And during this half inning, try to get an update on the Tacoma-Sacramento situation. Of course, in the post-game show, we'll give you updates on everything. 0-2 pitch to Flores. Breaking ball, a call, 3rd strike near the inside corner. Flores didn't think so. He says a word or two to Cameron Keller as he walks away. Top of the 4th inning, Tacoma leads Sacramento by a score of 3-1, we understand. 3-1 Tacoma leading Sacramento in the top of the 4th. So if that holds up, and of course it's early in the game, it's only a 2-run game, but if Tacoma were to win, that's it. Now if Sacramento wins, then the Stingers still would have a pulse. Fastball bounces, ball 1 to Young, who has singled, struck out, flied out, and grounded out to short. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Last of the 9th inning. And Scott Dunn getting set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And it swung on and missed by Young. Tried to golf that pitch, and it rolled all the way to the backstop, and Jason Grabowski walks over to get it. 1 ball and 1 strike. '51 scored first. They got 2 in the 4th inning. And Young chops 1 foul right behind Grabowski in the on-deck area, 1-2. And then the Stingers got 4 in the 5th inning. The big hit there was that 2-out bases-clearing double by Lou Merlone. At the time, 51s were up 2-1, and that put them down 4-2. And then they tied it up on a Cody Ross home run, but they haven't been heard from since. So they broke the tie with 4 in the 7th inning when they hit 2 2-run home runs. 1-2 pitch to Delwyn Young. And the breaking ball in there. Strike 3 call. Good backdoor breaking ball. Started off outside, broke over the middle of the plate. And it's a great pitch. 2 down. So Dunn has retired all 5, and now it's up to Jason Grabowski. Grabowski 0 for 4. Last at bat, he fouled out to the catcher, Mathis. And Dunn gets set. Here's his pitch. Grabowski swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Low off-speed pitch. If Grabowski gets on, it'll be Brian Myro next. 8-4 Salt Lake. 2 outs, nobody on, and the 0-1 pitch to Grabowski. Dunn delivers. And that one bounces and kicks off Mathis and goes high off the netting behind home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 on Jason Grabowski. Well, with today's crowd, 51s go over 331,000 for the year. And 1 more game to go. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Grabowski. He hits a fly ball in the shallow center. That's Wood going out, Prieto coming in, and Wood reaches and drops it. It goes off his glove, and Grabowski is safe at first base. And the batter is going to be Brian Myro. And we'll see about that one.
He went a long way. He should have made the play, but he went a long way.
That'll be an error on Wood.
That's a good call.
So it is an error, and so that means that Brian Myro comes up. Each team has an error now. Myro has walked 3 times and flat out to deep left and also has scored once.
He went a long way for it, but I guess the play should be made.
Yeah. So now...
Grabowski doesn't feel, but I mean, it's a cow. That's a size 5, but...
A size 5. There you go. Breaking ball is low. Ball 1 to Myro. Cody Ross will be next if Myro can keep it going. Dunn gets set, and the 1-0 pitch to Myro. Fastball lined down the left field line, slicing in the corner. It is a fair ball. Into the corner it goes. Gorno over to play. The carom turns and fires it back in. Stopping at third base is Grabowski, and a line drive double by Brian Myro. Ball was fair by just a couple of feet, but there it was. For Brian Myro, his 28th double, he leads the team. Second and third with 2 outs. Cody Ross is up. Mathis goes out. Pat Scott Dunn on the back. And Chin Feng Chen coming out on deck, and suddenly Chen represents the tying run right here.
Yes, sir.
Here's Ross. He's hit into a force play, popped out, hit a long 2-run homer in the 5th off Thomas, and fouled out to right in the 7th against Clayton Andrews. The pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked there by Mathis. Ball 1-0. So the 51s trying to make things a little more interesting now. The game should be over. Grabowski's pop fly to shallow center. Brandon Wood went out, and it went off his glove. And Myro doubling. And a righty is up in the Salt Lake pen just in case. Here's the 1-0 to Ross. He swings and misses at a high fastball at 91 miles an hour. 1-1. Down in the bullpen, Joel Peralta is throwing, and it was Peralta who got the save in last night's game. 1 ball and 1 strike. Grabowski at third, Myro at second. Ross waiting. 1-1 pitch. Fastball taken high, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Dunn toes the rubber with the right foot. Has a look at Mathis. Ross not ready to hit yet, just getting himself settled in the box right now. 1 ball and 1 strike. Grabowski off third, Myro off second. Reese still blows out. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that one bounces, and he's making a coal miner out of Jeff Mathis back there.
He's doing a tremendous job. He's making sure he's in front of the ball. Now, he's had a couple that bounced and went up on the screen. Nothing you can do about that. He squared himself. He's keeping it in front of him most of the time.
Ross outside the batter's box for a moment. Now he digs back in. So Grabowski leads away from third, Myro from second. The stretch and the pitch. A high foul right field side. Buddy, the first baseman, fighting the sun near the bullpen. He backs up and he drops it. It's off his glove. We'll see if they give him an error or not. No error. So the 51s, like a cat with 9 lives. They burned up a few lives.
That's 4 outs so far.
Yeah, this is going to be at least a 5-out inning now. 3-2 to count. A full count. No, it's 2-2, I beg your pardon. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. Ross is speaking with the plate umpire, Cameron Keller. And I may be getting the count straightened out. Now Ross is back in. 2-2. And we'll reset once again. Dunn looks in at Mathis. Grabowski off third, Myro away from second. And the 2-2 to Cody Ross. Fastball hit to the left side, throw into left field for a base hit. Grabowski scores. Myro is being held now as Gorno juggles the ball. Myro was stopping at third base, and then Gorno juggled it. Duncan tried to wave him in, but Myro stopped. So it's now an 8-5 game, and the batter's Chin Feng Chen.
Yeah. He wanted him to go after he bobbled the ball, but he was stopping him. There was no sense in him going anyway. That was the proper call. But he did stop him first, and you can't get the motor started up again.
Well, the Salt Lake Stingers might be finishing the season strongly, but they're not finishing this game very strongly at all. With 1 out to go, Grabowski's pop fly is misplayed by Wood, then a double by Myro as Bryn Smith is out there to speak to Scott Dunn. Then Ross hit a fly ball in foul territory. Not the easiest play in the world, but a play that Buddy can make. And he did not make it. It clanked off his glove. Now Ross singles to left field, driving in Grabowski. Suddenly it's 8-5 Salt Lake. 51s now have Chin Feng Chen, the all-time franchise leader in home runs, at the plate. And everybody is in on this powwow. Buddy, Callaspo, Wood, Speck, Mathis, Dunn, Bryn Smith, and plate umpire Cameron Keller goes out to break it up. Here is Chen. Now you got Myro at third base. Ross, who just drove in his 3rd run of the game, and his 62nd of the year at first base. And the tying run, Chen, is at the plate, and they're going to play no doubles in the outfield, extra deep. Chen has struck out, single and scored, struck out and flat out. The pitch. Chen swings and misses, 0-1. Chen has not a lot of good swings in this game. 0-1 the count. 8-5 Salt Lake, 2 outs. Bottom of the ninth inning, a run in. Myro off third, Ross off first. The stretch and the 0-1 pitch. And Chen takes a fast strike on the outside quickly. Dunn jumps ahead of Chen, 0-2. Peralta has stopped throwing to see how Dunn makes out here. 51's down to their final strike. Dunn set. 0-2 pitch to Chen. Fastball. He checks the swing. Takes it high. The appeal. No swing, says first base umpire A.J. Wendell. It is a ball and 2 strikes.
You don't want to end the ball game that way.
1-2. Dunn is set again. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball just outside. Mathis tried to bring it back over the outside corner, but Cameron Keller wasn't buying it. It's 2-2. Myro perched at third base. Ross walks off first, held on by Ryan Buddy. Deep in the outfield and slightly to pull are the Stingers. 2-2 stretch. The pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. Strike 3 call. The game is over. So the powwow from pitching coach Bryn Smith pays off. Chen strikes out for the 3rd time, and the Stingers hang on and win by a score of 8-5 in the 51st night. A run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 left. Back with the totals after this.
Hey, welcome to Pete's Pets.
Oh, hi, I need to return something.
The chicken?
Yeah, the chicken.
Something wrong with it?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't do anything. It just, stands around and it makes that stupid sound.
What do you want the chicken to do?
Beg or fetch or roll over.
It's a chicken.
So?
So chickens don't really do anything.
Well then why did you sell her to me?
Because you gave me money.
Well, my dog, he used to greet me at the door. He'd jump up and down and everything. This chicken doesn't even know I'm there.
So what are you saying? The chicken's hurting your feelings?
No, I'm not saying that. But why would I want a chicken if it isn't good for anything?
Chickens are good for one thing, if you have the right equipment.
The right equipment?
Yep. Charcoal, grill, barbecue sauce.
Introducing the Western Bacon Chicken Sandwich at Carl's Jr. A big, juicy, charbroiled chicken breast with bacon, barbecue sauce, and crispy onion rings. New at Carl's Jr. For a limited time only at participating restaurants. Taking time, making time. Because life's too short for anything less than the bright, crisp, clean, pure taste of Budweiser. Budweiser beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back again, friends, to Cashman Field, where the Stingers hang on and win their 8th consecutive game and their 3rd straight in this series. They beat the 51s 8-5 after completing a 4-game sweep over Colorado Springs. The question is, will it be enough for Salt Lake as they are going right down to the wire with the Tacoma Rainiers? If Tacoma wins their ball game against Sacramento, it won't matter. Their season will end today. But if Sacramento wins, then it'll all boil down to tomorrow, Labor Day at 12:05 right here. Salt Lake is now 78-65. They win it with 8 runs on 13 hits, 1 error, leaving 7. 51s are now 57-85. They get 5 runs, 11 hits, 1 error, leaving 10 on base. The winning pitcher in relief is Clayton Andrews, who evens his record now at 8-8. And the loss goes to Eric Stoltz, who is 3-7 on the year. Home runs in the game. Luke Allen, a home run leading off the 5th inning, his 23rd of the year for the Stingers. So they also had a pair of 2-run homers in the 7th, one by Alberto Callaspo, who was he was homerless all year in over 200 at-bats. He finally hit his first with 1 on, and later in that same inning, Jeff Mathis, who's been going nuts in the series, doing a good imitation of Gene Tennis in the 1972 World Series, who played for one Dick Williams. He's a catcher, Mathis, who had a 2-run home run, his 4th of this series, and his 21st of the year. 51s had a 2-run home run by Cody Ross. That came in the 5th off starter Evan Thomas. That was Ross' 21st of the year. A crowd of 2,382 paid to see it. 2 hours, 39 minutes before we go to break. We'll check out the big league scoreboard. First, the Tony Roma's scoreboard in the National League. They're in the 5th inning now, and Phoenix Giants 1, Arizona nothing behind youngster Matt Cain. Pretty good pitching duel there right now with Russ Ortiz, only 4 hits in that ballgame. Dodgers and Rockies, bottom of the 8th inning now. It is a 6-6 tie. And the Rockies are batting against Elmer DeSenz. Edwin Jackson and Steve Small pitched earlier in that game. Jackson gave up 6 runs earned in his time in the game. Jeff Kent, his 25th home run. Matt Holliday hit his 15th in that ball game. St. Louis beat Houston, and Houston 4-1. Marquis over Rodriguez. Berkman a home run there. It was Milwaukee 3, San Diego 2. Turnbull over Otsuka. In that game, no home runs at Miller Park. In Pittsburgh, the Cubs blanked the Pirates 2-0. Williams over Wells. Dempster to save Garcia Parra home run. The Cubs complete a sweep right there. And the Mets beat the Marlins 7-1. So over Burnett. Cliff Floyd his 29th home run for the Mets. Washington at home beat the Phillies 6-1. A wild hunt for the wild card. Loaiza his 10th win over Floyd, Wilson, and Schneider, homering for the Washington Nationals. And in 12 innings, it was the Reds over the Braves 8-3. Belisle over Kolb, Griffey, Valentin, and LaRue homering for the Reds. For Griffey, number 35. Marcus Giles hit a pair for the Atlanta Braves at home. In the American League, the late game, the Yankees in Oakland, we talked about that. Sean Chacon for the Yankees. Barry Zito for the Oakland A's, the teams with the same record, 76 and 59 coming in. 6th inning in Anaheim, the Angels lead Seattle now 5-1. And Esteban Yan in that ball game right now relieving Bartolo Colon. And Vladimir Guerrero, his 28th home run. Casey Kotzman is also home run for the Angels in that game. In Chicago, the White Sox blanked Detroit 2-0. The 17th win for John Garland over Jeremy Bonneman. Good pitching matchup there, and it lived up to its billing. Paul Konerko, home run, his 33rd of the year. Solo job to help the White Sox get that win at home. Meanwhile, in the Metrodome, the Twins held off the Indians 7-5. Crane over Westbrook. Nathan to save Hafner and Broussard, homering for Cleveland. And Kansas City roll past Texas 17-8. Nunez over Valquez in that game. Texas with home runs by Teixeira, Mensch, and Gerald Laird, number 35 for Teixeira. Emil Brown, Baroa, and Guile homered for Kansas City in their victory at home. They had 18 base hits. Boston beat Baltimore at Fenway 5-1. Wells, a complete game. A 7-hitter in his triumphant return, coming back from the suspension. He beat Rodrigo Lopez, and John Olerud homered his 6th of the year. And Tampa Bay blanked Toronto 1-0. Kazmir the winner over Busch. Baez the save in that ball game. We'll take one more break, come back and discuss this ball game, won by Salt Lake 8-5, and look at the PCL scoreboard right after this.
The total package. That's what you'll find at the fabulous Capitol Grill. The Capitol Grill, nationally acclaimed for dry-aged steaks on premises, chops, fresh seafood, and an award-winning wine list. The Capitol Grill is open at Fashion Show Mall for both lunch and dinner. Take in all the energy and excitement of the Las Vegas Strip at the Capitol Grill, providing a breathtaking view with a wall of windows directly overlooking the new Wynn Resort. The Capitol Grill is the ideal place for guests to dine for total convenience, as complimentary valet parking is offered during both lunch and dinner. And the Capitol Grill provides private elevator access. Impress your guests at the Capitol Grill. They offer 3 private dining rooms, personalized event planning, and professional service. The Capitol Grill is the perfect choice for your next business meeting or social gathering. The Capitol Grill on the 3rd floor of Fashion Show Mall overlooking the Las Vegas Strip. For reservations, call 932-6631. 932-6631.
Sport Clips is fast becoming America's favorite hair-cutting place for guys. And here's why. Sport Clips understands that today's urban warrior wants to get in and get a great haircut, surrounded by sports merchandise, the latest sports magazines, and TVs everywhere, all tuned to sports. And now, Sport Clips introduces the ultimate haircut experience for guys. The MBT. First, a precision haircut. Second, a soothing scalp massaging shampoo. Next comes the steam towel treatment, followed by a stress-reducing neck and shoulder massage. All this at one great price. At Sport Clips, guys win.
Grand opening, $5 off haircuts in Las Vegas at Fort Apache and Flamingo next to Break Team in the Home Depot Shopping Center. We have Guy Smart stylists to give you a great-looking haircut while you watch sports. Sport Clips is always hiring great managers and stylists. At Sport Clips, guys win.
Welcome back again, friends, to Cashman Field, along with Dick Williams, Russ Langer with you. Salt Lake hangs on to defeat the Las Vegas 51s for their 8th consecutive win, an 8-5 victory. It started off as a pitcher's duel, didn't end that way, but that's how it started off. No score into the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Stingers starter Evan Thomas and Las Vegas starter Eric Stoltz matching each other pitch for pitch until the bottom of the 4th inning. And at that point, 51s with 2 outs had a nice rally. 4 straight hits, singles by Chin Fen Chen. Norihiro Nakamura set the table for DJ Jackson and Gabriel Gutierrez. Their 2 hits each drove in a run. And at the end of 4, the 51s led by a score of 2-0. In the top of the fifth, though, that was one of the pivotal innings as the Stingers would get 2-4 innings to win the game. In the fifth, Luke Allen homered over the right field fence off Eric Stoltz to make it 2-1. Then Brandon Wood laid on a bunt single. Ryan Buddy popped out, and Brian Specht hit into a force play, a super play by Delwyn Young to get the ball and prevent a base hit, throwing to second for the force out. And at that point, Stoltz was 1 out away from getting out of the inning. But then Chris Prieto, a little dribble over the right side that went for an infield hit. Delwyn Young went way to his left to get it. And even if he'd made an accurate throw to Stoltz covering, it most likely would not have had Prieto, who was running very well up the first baseline out of the left-handed batter's box. But it just so happened that Young's throw led Stoltz way too far. It was a single plus an error, putting runners at second and third. Alberto Callaspo then walked after 4 pitches to load the bases. And that's when Lou Merlone turned the game around with a bases-clearing double to left field beyond Chin Feng Chen's reach. And at that point, through 4.5 innings of play, the Stingers led by a score of 4-2. In the bottom of the fifth inning, with Evan Thomas pitching and 1 out, Brian Myro drew a walk, and Cody Ross launched one over the fence in left field, well beyond the 364 sign for Ross, his 21st of the year. That tied the game up at 4, and that's the way it was through 6 frames. Top of the 7th inning, the Stingers would score the deciding runs in the ball game on a pair of 2-run home runs. It began when Chris Prieto, the ex-51, who has always played well in this ballpark, tripled off the fence in right center field. Off a tiring Eric Stoltz. 51's trying to squeeze an extra inning out of Stoltz because of all the work the bullpen has had throughout this homestand, but they left him in a couple of batters too long. Alberto Callaspo, without a home run and more than 200 at-bats on the season at AAA, hit a home run to left field. That broke the tie and made it 6-4. Pat Mahomes then replaced Stoltz, and with 1 out, Nick Gorneau doubled inside third base, and Jeff Mathis hit another home run over the fence in left field, and that capped the scoring. He made it 8-4 Salt Lake. For Mathis, it was his 21st of the year and 4th of this series. Mathis has driven in 9 runs in the 3 games in the series thus far. 51's finally in the 9th inning with 2 outs were given a gift as Jason Grabowski's little pop fly into shallow center went off the glove of rookie shortstop Brandon Wood, and then Grabowski pedaled over to third base on Brian Myro's line drive double into the left field corner. With second and third and 2 outs at that point, Cody Ross came up. He lifted a foul pop-up between first base and the right field bullpen. Ryan Buddy went over, reached, and it went off his glove. And then when Ross singled to left field, knocking Grabowski, Myro stopping at third base, all of a sudden the 51s had the tying run at the plate in an 8-5 ball game with the franchise home run leader, Chin Feng Chen, at the plate. But Chen, who had been looking a little shaky at the plate throughout much of the game, a 1-for-4 day up until that point with a couple of strikeouts, ended up striking out looking on a good fastball from Scott Dunn over the outside corner. That's how it ended. The Stingers win it by a score of 8-5, and they'll go for their 9th straight win tomorrow. The question is, what kind of meaning will that game have? If Tacoma wins their game against Sacramento, the game won't have any meaning. And if they do, well, it could have plenty of meaning. Dick Williams in this ball game looked like a pitcher's duel early on, and then the offenses started to get going, and some key hits for the Stingers. One of them, that 3-run double by Merlone, was a really big hit in this ball game in the 5th inning.
Yes, it was, and we could have been out of that inning. And unfortunately, all those runs are earned because it didn't bring in a run on the throw by Young that got away from first baseman. I've got to say, the 51s fought back, though. They were able to get the tying run back up to the plate after being down by 4. And they're not quitting. I know we only have 1 game left, but there's still a little fight in the ball club.
And the point you made was an excellent one back in the 5th inning after Luke Allen's home run. Brandon Wood, the rookie shortstop, who had tripled off the fence in right center, and his first at-bat came up, saw Nakamura playing deep, and the element of surprise worked beautifully. Led on a bunt single. He was nearly out. It was a close play at first, but he was safe, and that was the start of that rally. Without that, perhaps the Stingers don't go on and get those runs. And so that turned out to be a key play in that big 5th inning as well, as Eric Stoltz not able to get out of the 7th inning on the 2-run home run by Callaspo, finishing him, then a 2-run home run later in the inning by Mathis. But that the 5th inning was as much of played as much of a role in the outcome of this ball game as anything, with a bunt single and then that little ground ball by Prieto that had eyes, went for the infield hit, the walk to Callaspo, and the 3-run double by Lou Merlone in this ball game. Let's check the other scores now. That game is in the 6th inning now at Cheney Stadium, 3-1 Tacoma, and the Sacramento run on the home run by Jermaine Clark, but one of the Tacoma runs in on a triple by former Las Vegas star Wiki Gonzalez. Man bites dog. Wiki Gonzalez hits a triple. Anyway, that's the story from there. Through 5, 3-1 Tacoma. And if they win that ball game, it's all over in that division. But if Sacramento wins, the games tomorrow could have a great deal of meaning. At the end of 2, Tucson leading Portland 3-0. Round Rock in Nashville, that's later on. And the other games in the fifth inning now in Colorado Springs, the Sky Sox lead Fresno 11-3. New Orleans and Iowa playing a doubleheader in Des Moines, and the first game is over. Iowa wins that one by a score of 13-2. Want to thank my studio producer, studio coordinator for today's game. That, of course, is Mitch Moss, the boss in the box, for his efforts today. And thanks to all of you, very sincerely, for tuning into the 51s. Tomorrow at 12:05, the last game of the season for the 51s. We're on at 11:50 for the pregame show. Lefty Jake Woods, with his 2-1 record, goes for Salt Lake against Mike New, who is 2-2. Dick Williams, a pleasure once again. We'll do it one more time tomorrow.
Very good.
Outstanding. See you then. Until then, this is Russ Langer wishing you a fine afternoon from Cashman Field in Las Vegas, where today the Salt Lake Stingers held on to beat Las Vegas 8-5. So long.
You've been listening to the Las Vegas 51 on Fox Sports Radio 1460. 51 Baseball is brought to you by Carl's Jr., Budweiser, Cox Communications, and by the Las Vegas Review Journal. You're listening to Fox Sports Radio 1460.